good evening and welcome to Gardens Oval for round 16 of the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. Tonight we've got a great game between the Tiwi Bombers and Southern Districts. My name is Liz Cruz. Joining me in the commentary box, Tash Medbury. Welcome, Tash. We've got some beautiful conditions here at Gardens Oval on Larrakia country.
Yeah, we do, and a fantastic night for footy. As you said, you were here last night. It's always great playing night footy at Gardens Oval, the original home of football in Darwin, of course, and we've got a good match-up today. We've just seen a great game of women's football before this one between the Southern Districts women and the Tiwi Bombers, that the Crocs won out winners. And now, just looking at the team list here, very strong team for Southern Districts, and I know that they'll be looking for the win to sort of cement the top three, I believe, on that ladder. But Tiwi Bombers have nothing to lose as well, and looking at their team, it's probably a strong team as well that they line up against Districts. And not quite sure with the shorter ground here at Gardens Oval whether that will suit Tiwi. I think that suits Districts just a little bit more. But yeah, we'll like to see some flair of the Tiwi Bombers tonight anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Tiwi Bombers 7th on the ladder, Southern Districts 3rd. Shannon Rusker, the coach of Southern Districts, and Patrick Bowden for the Tiwi Bombers. Both men, very astute football brains. Both will be looking for a win here as we're underway at Gardens Oval.
So White's in there against Carlson Cantilla, that's been absolutely killing it in the ruck for the Tiwi Bombers. Wouldn't be surprised if he's right up there at the end of the season with the Rising Star Award. Going forward. Yeah, Crocs just can't pick up the footy. Oh, body in by Jed Anderson as you used to. Gets out the back to Bolton. So Bolton, Crocs will look to clear the defensive 50. Long kick to a contest. Oh, that's a high jump. Rose. Geez, that's very, very unlucky.
Oh, there was definitely a hand in the back, and with the umpire in the correct position, it was seen. So just watching Jed Anderson already, the space that he creates on his own is amazing as that ball is taken by Ronnie Fijo.
So Fijo, there's Anderson. We've seen Maria Rioli be tagged in the women's game. Tell you what, I'd be tagging Anderson as Big Brander gets his mitts up and takes that mark pretty much uncontested. And there's that shorter ground. So really from the midfield, they've banged it straight in, and already it's 25 metres out from goal, and he's taken the mark.
Yeah, it'll really suit him tonight. The former West Coast Eagles and Greater Western Sydney listed player. Most recently played for Wentworth Districts in the Sunraysia Football Netball League. So a renowned goal kicker, and he was looking to get the Southern Districts Crocs off to a good start.
And he does. So he slotted his first. Southern Districts have their first on the board. Minute and a half it took. It did get down to the forward line of the Tiwi Bombers, but they worked it back to their forward line very well. And Brander could have a day out here. John O'Ross kicked 9 goals last week. So if we have a look at the stats, actually. Did Calder kick, what was his goals? Did he kick any last night?
No, he didn't play.
He didn't play
last night.
Okay.
So Dylan Lant was instrumental, in Tex Cordefa for St Mary's last night. So when Brander is on for Southern Districts, he's on. So he's someone that the Tiwi Bombers will have to try and corral tonight as we're back in the middle here. Southern Districts with the first goal on the board.
So Cantilla, that's Carlson, Cantilla in the ruck. So Bombers go forward once again. Mark wasn't taken there by Sammy Smith, but beautiful pickup from halfback Tiwi Bombers, John Tipalura, out to the wing. Alaman Kinney. There's that man, Carlson Cantilla. Got a dot next to his name already. He's got X Factor Carlson Cantilla. Love the way he goes about it. Undersized ruckman, but I tell you what, he can jump and compete.
Yeah, super talented. There's a number of Cantillas out there every week, and every single week they all are in the best for the Tiwi Bombers. But Tiwi Bombers with it now over on the scoreboard side. Long kick.
Oh. And just trying to get the distance there.
I think that was Purantana Mary Dunn. So just through for a behind. So the Tiwi Bombers
get their
first point on the board.
So just talking the Dennis Dunn Award, so Jaden Magro is on 58.
Yeah.
59, sorry.
Got held pretty well last night.
So
Waratahs didn't kick many.
Brander is 54, now 55, so he's only 4 behind. And then Jackson Calder is on 48. So a bit of a tussle to get that award this season.
There is.
Free kick around the way of the Bombers. Kicks it in, Cantilla. Brendan Cantilla moves it quickly. This is what I love of the Tiwi Bombers. And has that carried over? I think it's carried over. It's a goal. They're just confirming it is. So it's a goal. Mazzini thought he'd taken the mark, but the ball was already over the line. And that was, what, Brendan Cantilla?
Yep, Brendan in the 50 it was. So, yeah, Brendan is having a really good season for the Tiwi Bombers. I was talking to their coach, Paddy Bowden, before the game, and he said there's heaps of positives to be taken out of this season, and just that they're a very young side. They've got a large playing group that's between 17 and 20 years of age, so it's really holding them in some good stead for the future for the Tiwi Bombers.
And
so
100%. So the Dyer's poor Jimmy, he's been absolute
17
shining light for them this season, and Carlson Cantilla. So those two we hope to see in the next 20 years of footy up here. Tap it to advantage there. Bolton kicked off the ground. Well done there, Michael Thompson. With the peroxide hair.
Yeah, loving the hair.
Stands out. There's Cantilla again. Has a bounce. He's caught from behind. Didn't have the footy though. So it's either a free kick for a hold or a free kick for holding the footy there because he had the bounce. But umpire let it go. There's Anderson. No one's picking him up. If I was Tiwi, I'd be tagging him. They get it on the outside. I think that was Dylan Barry. Looking for Big Brander again. Waistcoat falls to ground. Gets the ball away to Ross. Waistcoat again, but the Tiwi player didn't have the footy. Umpire in the perfect position there, but said, give it to me, boys. He's going to ball it up 40 out, right in the corridor here for Crocs.
5.5 minutes into the first quarter here at Gardens Oval. Wyatt Ryan just tapping it down for Crocs, the big fella. He's had a great season. Thompson now booting it out of defence for the Tiwi Bombers. A great defensive punch away there by Zach Smith. Tiwi with the runners now. Kurt Dunn tapping it out in front of himself, but mopping up well. Southern District through Slee.
So Slee gets a handball off, and this is the running play. Ryan couldn't pick it up. Slung to ground there was Cantilla again. Jed Anderson goes in hard. Rugby style tackle. They were holding each other there. The umpire let it go. Courageous. Oh, couldn't take the mark. Just fumbled Roy Cantilla. You see him.
Oh, great
back.
contest.
Claire Dice was pushed in the back. That's got to be a free kick. And poor Jimmy. And we are sitting in the grandstand with the Tiwi Bombers crowd and the girls. So I said just finished. So they're full of voice. They go sideways to Darley. Darley, handball to Thompson, was under the pump. Bit of an old school hospital hand pass, that one. Middle of the ground. Waistcoat picks it up. Handballs to a teammate in Stanley. Bowden in the unfamiliar role that he's been playing this season up forward. Numbers here. Darley was dumped after he kicked that footy. So that was Potts, sorry. And the free kick downfield here on the wing in front of us.
So Cantilla now on the wing, and this crowd getting right into the game. Huge crowd here at Gardens Oval for Saturday twilight footy. Handball now by Thompson, going back inboard to Cantilla. He shrugs the tackle, takes a bounce, runs inside 50 and puts it on the right, and whoa! Another goal for the Tiwi Bombers.
I love how he took on the play there. Lizzie knew if he turned inside and just opened up that angle, that he had the speed and the time to just get his balance and ping that one. And in the warm-up, he was pinging him from there as well. So I just love the way that when Tiwi take on that space and take on the game. So well done.
Such an exciting player, Kim Cantilla. Just beautiful, beautiful to watch. And he played in the NTFL rep game for the Essendon Bombers in the VFL team. And what a great experience that would have been a few weeks ago. He's played a lot of rep footy in his life and is the vice captain of the Tiwi Bombers after moving over from Waratah.
So back in the middle, here we go. Big Brian against young Cantilla again. Cantilla wins that one. Sharked here by the Crocs. Anderson goes sideways. So Mark taken out there. Couldn't hit his target, went over the head of Paddy Heenan. That should be dropping the footy. The umpire said play on. Big Ryan didn't dispose of it correctly, and Crocs player gets his head absolutely slung off there. I think that was Stanley. So Taj Stanley, it's got to come back. Bo Schwartz has got to give it back. He's still free here, Schwartz. Going to go the longer option, as you would. Here's Big Brander. Potts is going to get in front. 3 to beat there, Brander. All the numbers here for the Bombers. Just need to control this footy. Oh, they go across the face. Hitting it hard as the captain and Staunton. Staunton will keep this in. He does. Hand passes over the top. Well, Jimmy got there. The young dice. Poor Jimmy. So Tiwi under pressure. The ball comes out. Somehow he kicked that from the back of his foot there and it went forward. Jono Rice can't pick it up. Poor Jimmy was taken without the footy once again. Third effort he goes in. Kicked out of his hands by Rusker. Anderson has hit as he kicked the footy. All fair and a good mark taken back there by Blackney Noda, I think that is.
Yeah, Tiwi now just clearing it to the far side, but beats the player across the line there, and Kim Cantilla. So we'll have a throw in. Dylan, the other player there.
Sorry, that was Jordan Briston that took that mark on the last line of defence there. So boundary throw in. White gets it down. Bo Schwartz dances around one with the left and punch through again by Briston. So good inclusion back down there to help Blackley Noda, that's had a good season as well down back for the Tiwi Bombers.
He has. I like this. The Tiwi Bombers are pumped for this game. They like playing at Gardens Oval, and as you said, the women's team have just played, so there's a big Tiwi crowd here cheering them on. So they look to bring it in now.
Darley comes in. Short one. Oh, good juggle. The umpire said no, it hit the ground, so Kim Cantilla had to get rid of it. Anderson picks it up now. Hand passes to a teammate under pressure. Ran down from behind. The umpire said he got his handball away. Picked up here by Anderson again. Briston put pressure on him. Number of players around this footy. Oh, Briston kept running. Put on the hit, not the tackle. Good smother by Rioli. It's turned it over. The Bombers here. Can they attack? One-on-one genuine contest here next to the boundary line. And it comes off his boot and goes out of bounds on the full. So Kurt Dunn unlucky there.
Bringing it back now in Crocs through Zach Smith. Found a teammate there in the middle, nice and easy. Davidson just makes the distance there to Wyatt Ryan. He's going to go back and take his time. On the right now to the 50, but running onto it, Blockley for Tiwi punching it away. Now they pick it up, little handball, little kick, but to the drop mark there though by Slee. Thought I heard a whistle, but Crocs are going to work it out now through a chain of handballs to Ronnie Fijo. He goes sideways looking for Michael Bowden, but Braden Rioli's there. Rioli on the left. Sends it inside, but the first one to the ball was Mazzini for Crocs, and now they're going to run it through the middle.
And Mazzini, they come through the corridor. Chain of hand passes there to the Crocs. Davidson, long. Getting in the way was Potts. Brander tracks the footy. Gets it off to Bowden. Bowden on his trusty left. Asking a bit of Jono Ross, and good mark. Taken back there by Darley. He'll look to switch the play to Cantilla. Who's running out there for him? No one, so he has to hold up the footy. It's all one-on-one contests. Poor kick. So the Tiwi player out there just wasn't watching. Alaman Kinney just wasn't watching and expected it to go over the back, but it would have needed a 60-metre kick to get over the back there.
So Cotter just kicking it inboard to Delahaye to Smith.
And Briston's coming off. I think that hard hit.
Yeah, pulled up a bit sore.
So hopefully he's okay because he's started really well for them down back.
Michael Bowden in the middle now. They're just chipping it around Southern Districts here. They're just slowing it down. Bolton with the ball about 70 metres out from goal. Launches it. Crocs underneath it. Punched away by Potts. He's done some important things in this first quarter for the Tiwi Bombers.
Really good matchup against Brander back there. And this is where usually it can be often for Tiwi. They don't have the tools. But with Briston coming in and Blackley Noda down there as well, helping Potts out. They're quite tall back there today, which is important against Crocs, who have quite a tall forward line.
Almost 13 minutes into this first quarter.
So Ryan hits it down to Jono Ross, if you don't mind. Kicked 9 last week, and he's got his goal tally ticking forward with 1 here in the first quarter. So Southern Districts.
Yeah, Quaddies Ross, they call him. He's very, very good friends with Jackson Calder, who you spoke about from St Mary's. I think they're both from the Mornington Peninsula way. So a goal to Southern Districts now to even that score up, both 2-1-13 apiece at the 13.5-minute mark of the first quarter here at Gardens Oval.
Yeah, what a ripping start to this quarter.
Yeah, it's great. Great crowd involvement. Beautiful weather conditions here.
And ferocious as well, the attack on the foot. You can see Jed Anderson. He's just come back on after having a quick spell on the bench, which you don't see very often, but that's just how ferocious this game has been to start.
I had a quick chat to him after the rep game and he pulled up a little bit sore, but absolute professional, and he's just been fantastic for Crocs this season as he tries to work it out through the middle, but Tiwi with a kick backwards, running onto it. Smith gets a quick handball back to a teammate and they send it down the line, but beautiful mark there by Stanley Waistcoast.
Oh, and he's gone. Oh.
So Crocs now sending it in board, but some good defence there by Paddy Heenan, but Southern District's able to force it across the line through Jonathan Ross with the, what do you call that? Peroxide blonde mullet?
It's almost like a surfy
Not even sure what that is.
look there, but just the player that's gone to Jed Anderson now is Jerome Tipperman to Mary. We need to keep a tight leash on him. We know that he can rack up the possessions. He was going to ground there, the Crocs player. Got caught a little bit high. The umpire said, no, you ducked. Heenan tries to get his kick away. Thompson couldn't control the footy. Fijo with a handball. Ryan goes back to that man, Anderson. Anderson, does it have the legs? It doesn't. It lands in the goal square. Tiwi under pressure, and once again, it's going to be a boundary throw and deep in the left forward pocket here for the Crocs.
Yeah, so just a stoppage in that play now. 15 minutes gone in the first quarter. Scores are tied, and great intensity by both teams, Tash.
Yeah, I hope that Tiwi can keep this up for the 4 quarters as well, because this has been a great start. We haven't even hit red time yet, but there's a lot of players on their knees already. So umpire tosses it in. Cantilla gives up front position. Ryan just hit it down. Ruska goes in hard. Umpire said play on. Darley with the clearing kick. Goes up a long way. Well done, Tiwi, to get a fist in there. Create a contest. Kicked off the ground. Tracking this footy hard. Crocs. And it stays in.
Oh.
He got there first. So we're all screaming deliberate, but well done to Mitchell Burgess. Chased his footy, made sure that he got a touch on it before it went out, so the umpire could not pin him for deliberate. Here we go again. Ryan. You see Cantilla just off screen to the left here when this ball goes in.
Jed Anderson just getting a bit of close checking there by the Tiwi Bombers. Now, Crocs send it in, and Brander comes out with a good chest mark in the forward line for Southern Districts.
So he's already kicked a goal in this first quarter. As they make 4 changes here, the Crocs.
Last time they played, he kicked 5 goals and had 17 disposals. So coming into some good form at the right time of the year, of the season.
And small ground, so this is well within his range. Anything from about 65, I reckon. And that looks beautiful. The goal umpire does not move. He's got his second on the board, and Southern Districts have their third. So well done there to the Crocodiles. So we've gone 17 minutes in this first quarter. 3-1-19 plays 2-1-13. And Brander has 2.
He does. Crocs are ranked first in the stats this year in a number of things. They're first in ground ball gets, first for hit-outs, first for clearances, first for inside 50s, and first for contested possessions. So that's some pretty good stats on paper there, Tash.
Yeah, you're saying first a lot there for Southern Districts. And when I look at Tiwi Bombers, it looks 9th, 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 9th. So for ground ball gets, for hit-outs, for clearances, for tackles. So the opposites there, unfortunately, for... And the 1%ers, which is unlike Tiwi, because they do a lot of 1%ers. So I'm quite surprised to see that stat. Umpire bounced it. Not a good bounce. He's going to call it back. So just on the line there. So we'll toss this one up. Makes it more of an even contest here. Cantilla. Nice and high. Wins that one against the big ruckman in Ryan. Tiwi tracking it back. Turned over. Zach Smith couldn't control the footy. Darley's got it now. Tackled from behind by Bowden. Thompson runs through the pack. Can't pick it up. Burgess is there. He gets it back close to the boundary line. Good shepherd by Bowden in back play. But a turnover. Poor kick. And a good mark taken by John Tipalura.
Yeah, he's quite deceiving, Tipalura. He's got some good height about him. Had a bit to do with him a few seasons ago. He played in a rep side that played a curtain raiser down Alice Springs. Great young fella. Michael Bowden cut it off though. And now he centres it to Bolton.
So Bolton goes out wide. Had a runner coming all the way up, pretty much from fullback. Looking for big Brander, and there you go. He's kicked that from backwards to centre wing. Brander's taken it just on the 50 and then looks inboard to Dean Staunton. And he's taken it in the corridor. Man on the mark, 45 out, looks to pass it off. I reckon this is just on his measure these days, Staunton. And I know I say that, but he's still a young fella. But
yeah,
he's been around for
such
a
long time. Played for NT Thunder. He's a great fella as well.
So he's going to get close to the man on the mark. Nart passes it. That's loose check in there to the Bombers. So Blackley Noda needs to talk to his forwards there to block that hole to not let Brander run into. So we've gone 19 and a half minutes and he's having his third shot on goal, potentially kicking his third.
The other person they probably need to mark a bit more closely is Bolton. Jai Bolton, he had 32 possessions, disposals last weekend, and he was instrumental in the middle there, setting all this up for Crocs.
Brander. Bolton. Good set up, as you said, getting a lot of touches already in this first quarter along with Anderson. And again, the goal umpire does not move. He's got his third on the board, and Crocs have kicked their fourth. We've gone just on time on 20 minutes now in the first quarter.
Southern Districts 4-1-25, leading the Tiwi Bombers 2-1-13. So a 2-goal margin, as Tash said. Brander just dominant in this first quarter every time the ball goes into him.
And Staunton never looked like having a shot. He, was very close to the man on the mark that sort of put me off him having a shot, but they needed to block the space so that Brander couldn't run into that just to get the easy 15-metre kick.
Well, while we're waiting for play to get back underway, a little bit about Dean Staunton, the captain. 2017-18 Premiership player, 2018-19 Best and Fairest, 2011 NT Thunder Premiership player, has played with Crocs since 2008, and just a small fella, like we said, but a massive engine as Crocs now with the centre clearance. Ronnie Fijo on the wing. Low kick. Oh, the two Crocs players crash into each other. Dill Barry comes out with it, spins out, but gets the handball off. Intercepted by the Tiwi Bombers player, though. They're just trying to work it out of defence now.
So Potts, handball. This is about the sixth handball. Gets to Darley, but chopped off by the big ruckman, and Ryan wasn't the go-to kick there. Ryan in the way of Thompson. They switch the play, which is what Crocs have been doing a lot of in this quarter, to Swartz. Swartz is held up. Good work on the mark. Brander's asking for it on the fat side. Nart's going to put it up, get him to jump at it, but two players to beat once again. So Crocs, Jono Ross keeps it in. No, he doesn't. And just putting it up there is what Tiwi want, because they can get the players out to it. Out to the fat side with a one-on-one, Brander's going to be hard to beat every time. So Tiwi will be happy if they can make Crocs kick it up in the air to a contest like that.
Yeah, Tiwi giving away a bit of height in today's game, not as tall as Crocs. So they've got to play body on body as Crocs now spinning out of defence. Davidson gets the handball backwards, but wrapped up by the Tiwi Bombers, and they're going to clear that kick out of the 50. Braden Rioli just tapping it down now to put Jimmy. I think he took a step out before he got his kick away, but a great diving smother there. Great intensity by Mackenzie Slee of Southern Districts.
Yeah, that's got Sleeves flush in the face as well. He's just wiping his nose there. I'm quite surprised, yeah, that he's got up, because poor Jimmy put a lot of effort into that kick. So Ryan against Cantilla. Ryan just taps it down to Bolton. Bolton up and under kick. Heenan should get there first. Got there on the bounce. Taps it over. Potts. Taken by.
Bit dangerous, that one.
He's calling that, the
it was.
sling
It was
thrown
there.
to the ground. So against Stanley. Ball goes back to Dunn. That's Kurt Dunn. Long. One-on-one. Tipalura from behind. Needs to get front position a bit more here. Tipalura. That ball's not getting down there. So when it does, he needs to be in front. Kick. The middle. Tipalura. That was John. Got hands to it. Goes in for a second effort. Cantilla. Handballs over the top. Here's poor Jimmy, the young fella. Run and go, mate. Run and go.
Yeah,
Ruska.
There was a shepherd off the ball, which was deemed illegal by the umpire, and for good reason, because he dived at the player to grab the leg. So Southern Districts with the free kick. Ruska kicking it into Ross, unable to take the mark. Ruska goes back in again, puts it on the left, kicks around the body. Tiwi first to the ball, but punched over the line.
It was coming out.
Too many names.
Nearly 24 minutes gone in this first quarter.
There's a lot going on here at Gardens Oval.
Ill-discipline them because Tiwi
were off.
So I know Ruska's pretty fast, but just to get the body in there would have been enough. And luckily noticed cop one in the chops. The umpire said, nah, play on. So Braden Rioli did well in the last contest here on the wing again. And Bowden, happy for that to go over. But undersized there, Braden Rioli, but just does well to bring the ball to ground. That's all you want to do is halve the contest.
He does.
Against a bigger opponent.
The younger brother of Daniel Rioli, who plays for Richmond, of course. And Richmond will be up here in Darwin doing pre-season camp next week as a throw-in on the wing here. Wyatt.
Cantilla's just given up a little bit here towards the end of the quarter, which he can't do, but a good mark taken by Dunn. That should be 50, and the umpire said no, it was touched. So that was touched out of the kick. Not quite sure who by, but Big Brand has put his arm up there to go on the ruck. Luckily, Noda takes it out of the ruck, hand passes. It was sharked by Schwartz, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. So Darley will go back there, number 33 for the Bombers, and take this free kick. We've gone 25 minutes, so not long left in this quarter. Bombers will be doing all they can to just hold on and not let Districts get another goal. Yeah, really important here that they maintain possession and clear it out. That kick in going to Potts. Gives it back to Darley with a bounce. Just getting a bit dark here at Gardens Tash. Up the centre wing. No, that's just our commentary box. It's not a box, but the lights are on at Gardens Oval. So turnover. Fijo handballs it back to a teammate. And there's the siren for the first quarter. Good start to this game by Southern District, but I was happy as well with Tiwi's start in that corner as well, but just dropped off the last 5 minutes. They did. So we'll go to the quarter time break. Southern District's 4-1-25, leading the Tiwi Bombers 2-1-13, and we'll be back after these messages.
Ailey's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Ailey's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval for the second quarter of this round 16 game between the Tiwi Bombers and Crocs, and we're back underway. Clearing kick from the Tiwi Bombers, but chopped off in defence by Crocs.
So they look to go out towards Stanley, gives it off to Burgess. Looking for Sam Smith. Unfamiliar role as well for him playing forward, but the umpire said, no, you didn't keep that in. So boundary throw in just forward to centre wing here. So goal kickers in that first quarter, Kim Cantilla and Brendan Cantilla, for the Tiwi Bombers. Brander kicked 3 and Jono Ross the other one. So good start to Brander. Blackney Noda is on him, and they've now put, looks like Briston's come back on, which is good. So he's now picking up Brander. So they've made a change there, but Blackley Noda is just playing in front of him off screen here. So another boundary throw in, this time just outside the 50.
Good to see Sam Smith back in the Crocs colours playing territory footy. He played for NT Thunder, had a few major injuries, and went down to South Australia where he's played in the Sandful, but Southern District's born and bred, and his brother Zach Smith out there as well tonight.
I'm just looking, there's Jed Anderson, there he is as he gets the footy. They put a bit tighter roll on him towards the end of that first quarter, and looks like it's going to continue in this quarter. Just gets too much of the footy to let him roam free, and because he's such a good user of the football, he hits targets. If he was not a good user of the footy, wouldn't mind him getting 40 touches, but when he lands it down the throat of players every single time. So around the stoppage again, you can just see there body on body with Anderson. Potts just taps it to the advantage of his teammate here. And he's gone the wrong way there. The Bombers has kicked it. I can't believe that.
Paddy Heenan,
yeah. I was thinking, have I got the wrong way here? But fortunately for the Bombers, it hasn't hurt them. Cantilla run and carry. Lovely hand pass. Gives it off to Putatana Mary Dunn. Goes long. Stanley Tipalura needed to take that one out in the hands, not on his chest, because his defender was right on his hammer. Stanley Tipalura, get those hands out, mate. Let that one come through to the chest. And Mazzini able to get a finger in there. So Ryan, here we go. Oh, it doesn't bounce kindly. Cantilla gives it up to a teammate. Poor Jimmy with a snap. It looks good. But this time Mazzini does stop it just inside the goal square. And Stanley Tipalura's got to come back. Plays on quickly here. Mazzini and poor Jimmy again. Just love his efforts. Kicked off the ground by Slee. Heenan this time is going to kick it the right way. Darley can play on. Just a chip kick over to a teammate. Tipperman to Mary. Oh, gets himself into trouble. Now puts pressure on himself. Then he tries to give it off to Darley. Darley dropping the footy. So Tipperman to Mary just needed to get that ball into the forward 50.
Yeah, great pressure there by the Crocs, combining well. Davison now finds Waistcoat. Crocs just chipping it around, playing the short game. Looks like Bo Schwartz. He turns and goes. Nice little kick, looking for Brander. He stayed on the ground while Potts flew. Taps it backwards, but no one there. Front position, Tiwi Bombers gets the hands off, but it goes straight to Sam Smith. Smith looks straight at the goal, straight over the top of the umpire's head. And Sam Smith with a goal for the Crocs. First goal on the board in this second quarter.
Yeah, we've gone nearly 4 minutes in the second quarter. So Crocs, as you said, get the first goal as they did in the first quarter. So just Tipperman to Mary there, just took the mark, needed to go back and just quickly get it into the forward 50. They've got a lot of speed up there, not so much height, but the more they wait, and sold himself into trouble and then handballed it off to Darley, which caused a turnover, and it resulted in a goal.
So 4 minutes into this second quarter, it is Southern Districts 5-1-31, leading the Tiwi Bombers 2-1-13. So at Gardens Oval tonight, no games at TIO Stadium this weekend, so a lot of suburban games, and the atmosphere is fantastic with a big crowd in.
Umpire tosses it up.
Oh,
Cantilla, nice and high to Brendan Cantilla. Can he nail this one? Does he sneak it in? He does. Oh, no, he missed it.
That would have been goal of the year. That was so exciting.
To get up as high as he does against Ryan. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable as Crocs bring it back in. They're going to go down the far side. Lovely kick in, but punched away there by Thompson of The Tiwi Bombers, little handball now. Tiwi Bombers still with it. Just going to slow it down now, chip it inboard. Darley with the mark.
Held up well on the mark there as well. Darley looked to play on, and this is probably not the favoured kick, but Tipalura, this time he got his hands up. Front and centre where you want it. That's why you need to get it in there. Jason Jr., Punitana Mary kicks the goal, and Tiwi reply. That's what they need to do. Just kick it in quick. Just let their crummers do the work. Just bring the ball to ground. Stanley Tipalura, if you can't take the mark, that's it. Get the mitts up, bring it to ground, and that's a good front and centre. Another
youngster, just 16 years of age. His first season of men's Premier League for the Tiwi Bombers. He played some junior football for Wanderers and Waratahs. The Purin Mary name just famous on the Tiwi Islands, and fantastic goal there by Jason Jr., Purin Mary, and much needed for the Tiwi Bombers. So the score now at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. Southern Districts 5-1-31 leading the Tiwi Bombers 3-2-20, 11-point game.
That needs to be the message, Darley. Well done. Got it in there. Stuff around with it.
And they dropped their heads a little bit at the end of the first quarter. We want the Tiwi Bombers to show their resilience. And
this time Ryan, but they didn't mark up on Anderson. Tried to shrub the tackle, got the handball away. Bowden does the kick forward, lands in the 50. Getting up, Heenan just crashed the pack. Strong. Darley goes back to Potts. Oh, he's kicked it straight to the big ruckman. Bounces kindly for him. He gives it off to Taj Stanley, to Bowden. Oh, drilling kick. That's a beautiful kick into Sam Smith. So Smith.
Former Thunder teammates, Michael Bowden and Sam Smith.
So Smith just finds Dylan Barry, and I tell you what, he loves these shots on goal. He'll kick it around the corner, I reckon, here, Dylan Barry.
He was here last night at the St. Mary's and Waratah game. Had a good catch up with him and his partner and their beautiful little girl, and they've just welcomed another
I told you,
baby.
Go with the kick, and
wow,
I reckon he's nailed that. He has.
Dylan Barry.
The outside banana, if you do not mind, from right on the boundary line, and Dylan Barry has his first. Southern Districts have their second of this quarter. And 6-1-37, 3-2-20. But what a goal.
What a
Beautiful goal there by Dylan Barry.
Yeah, the Centralian. And he was telling me last night he's relocated to Darwin. He's living here and working here and really enjoying it, playing for Southern Districts. He's come up as a fly-in for the last few seasons, but enjoying living here. So Dylan Barry with the goal there. The score now, Southern Districts 6-1-37. The Tiwi Bombers 3-2-20.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a support crew here today. That's who I was talking to a bit earlier. Jordan Dean and Brody Smith have all come in little Stella to watch him play here tonight.
Trying to think, I'm pretty sure he won a best on ground medal in a grand final in the CAFL a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah,
but
I think you might be right there,
yep.
Liz. I recall something similar. Oh, well done, Cantilla. He missed the last one. Taps it to his own advantage. Tries to kick it off the ground. Roy Cantilla. Chasing Fijo, Roy Cantilla with a kick, and he's kicked it. Roy Cantilla, well done, Brendan Cantilla as well to get that ball moving forward from the midfield. That's the Tiwi sort of play that we like. Going goal for goal here in the second quarter, and the Bombers.
So the score now, Southern District 7-1-43. Tiwi Bombers 4-2-26. So we're at the 8.5-minute mark of this second quarter, and the Cantilla connection just combining well there. So Tiwi Bombers.
3 Cantillas now with goals.
We need to find the collective term for Cantillas.
It was like when the Riolis used to play. Like, in the Motlops, there's
a crew of Cantillas. They're more exciting than that. I need something more exciting to call them because they're just brilliant to watch.
So back in the middle, here we go. So this time Jed Anderson goes to Brendan Cantilla. Oh, Sam Smith up high. Anderson with the clearance. Again, they just need to mark him a lot closer. Bounces. Rusker got hit by Briston, but kept possession of the footy. So well done there. Creates a stoppage.
Brandon Rusker, the nephew of the coach tonight. Shannon Rusker, the former Brisbane Lions
and Blood
player.
Who was it? Brandon, I think
Might
it
be Brandon and Dad Robbie Rusker. The Ruskers, long-time sponsors of the Southern Districts Football Club as he comes off with the blood rule.
So Briston, that was another hard hit, really putting his body on the line back there, Jordan Briston.
Looks like Ross is going to come on for Southern Districts with that distinctive mullet-looking hairdo. I don't know what to call that. Very unique.
That's what your son phrased it.
Yeah, yeah. He's had that before. So 10-minute mark of this second quarter. Southern Districts with a 3-goal lead.
For the umpire. Now time back on. Tosses it up. Blackley Noda doing well against the bigger ruckman down there that's resting forward. Darley, no one to kick to, so he's got to go to space. Boundary line as his best friend. They'll be happy to see this over. It stays in. Cantilla. Going to get it back here, Cantilla. Oh, he gets the footy. And the umpire says no, it was out. Putatana Mary was racing away.
No sense of occasion by the umpire. That was amazing to watch.
The crowd was on that.
They called it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in right in front of the Tiwi crowd here.
He wasn't even looking. He just chucked his hand back and it just plucked in there, Roy Cantilla.
They were off, the Tiwi Bombers, then off and running.
There they go. Cantilla against Ryan. Big wrestle. Swartz couldn't pick it up. He's dragged it back in. He's threw it out to Anderson there. The umpire blindsided. He's behind the play here. Anderson comes out with it. Hand passes to space. This time it is going to go over the boundary line. Another boundary throw in. We've gone 11 minutes in the second. 43 plays 26. Really good contest here at Gardens Oval. Oh, well done, Cantilla. Roy Cantilla was held onto there. The umpire let it go. Cantilla comes in again. There's Cantilla's everywhere. Dunn overruns the footy. Thompson goes in, puts the pressure on. Cantilla crawling on the ground. Slee. Oh, running through there was Cantilla. Couldn't stop. Now Kim Cantilla. He's got 2 to beat. Bo Schwartz gets there first. Shrugs the tackle. Then just pops it over the top to Staunton. Staunton can grab this footy and run. He does that. Looks inboard, but well done there. Chopped off by Potts. Couldn't take the mark. Bowden gets the handball back to a teammate there in Palmer. Buckley Noda is going to look to the fat side here. Thompson's got the legs. How does it bounce? Kindly for him. He can take on his opponent. Now he goes with the barrel. But he didn't look, and he's kicked it to 2 Crocs players, but they collided. And then he got his head ripped off. Jason Jr. So he's going to have the free kick. And listen to the crowd.
This is great. It's exciting. I love it. It's we're sitting in the grandstand and getting amongst it tonight as the Tiwi Bombers now send it in through Purintara Mary. Goes over the back. Wyatt Ryan just sees it across the line. So 12 and a half minutes into this second quarter. We've got a great game on our hands.
Yeah,
both coaches will be working their boards and their assistant coaches trying to work out what they can do to break this game open.
100%. And there we go. So the free kick in the end was to the Tiwi Bombers. And they've spot up, I think that's Kurt Dunn. Yeah. So Kurt Dunn can go back and kick the Bombers' 5th goal. So get them within a goal. They can kick their 3rd of this quarter, and the Bombers do that. Kurt Dunn with his first on the board. The Bombers kick their 5th. 5-2-32 now trailing. Southern District 6-1-37, so 5-point ball game. And we've gone 13 and a half in the second quarter.
Yeah, 5 individual goal kickers so far tonight for the Tiwi Bombers, while there's 4 for Southern Districts and Jared Brander with 3. The score, Southern District 6-1-37, leading the Tiwi Bombers 5-2-32, so a 5-point ball game with that goal.
Just watching on screen there, Tiwi Bombers play just being helped off by the trainers.
Yep.
So we'll keep an eye.
Pick up who
I didn't see.
That was?
I think it was the contest over on the far side, a couple of minutes before that goal. So Stanley, I think that is, Stanley Tippler has been moved into the middle. I like that. Not getting enough of the footy down forward. Get him on the ball. Get him
involved.
Too important player not to get enough of the footy during game. So that's an early call that they've made, the coach Bowden there, because I think sometimes they don't make that call soon enough. And he is a good target down forward, but just too good not to be around the footy, I feel.
Yeah, so the break in play here, just waiting for the injured player to be removed from the ground. Just trying to pick up the jumper number there. There's
it's near impossible with arms wrapped
the
around.
arms, yeah, the trainers there. As Paddy Bowden coaching from the sideline here at Gardens Oval. Keeps a close eye on that player.
It's Kim Cantilla. So he's grabbing his hamstring that is not good news for the Tiwi Bombers if that is Kim Cantilla gone for the night.
Looks like Kim Cantilla in the number 5. He's been amazing in this season for the Tiwi Bombers now as they try and force the turnover here. Thompson just tapping it out in front of himself, runs through the centre circle. Delivery, though, goes straight to the Southern Districts player there in Palmer.
To Palmer, out to centre wing. Oh, Tipalura went hard. Needed to go with the footy, though. Create the stoppage, if anything, and that's what they do. Thompson got over there, and there's going to be a ball up. So he ran past the footy there, lucky that Crocs didn't then run away with it and outnumber the Tiwi Bombers out there. Cantilla gets up high. Sam Smith gets it down to Bolton. Bolton from the stoppage. Blackley Noda in front. Dono Ross has to play defender. Heenan couldn't originally get boot to ball. Ruska dispossessed. Darley, the go-to player at half-back. Now he's waiting for the runners. Here they come. They're using this fat side at every opportunity that they can. Use their speed, the Tiwi Bombers. Braden Rioli leads, goes further afield. Lovely over the back. Good work there by the Bombers. Babui.
Yeah, he just found some space there. There was no one with him. Allowed Babui to take a mark. A low kick.
Oh,
now,
just too casual there.
Yeah, fumbled across the line by Jaden Alamankini.
Yeah, just too casual, unfortunately, there. Alamankini. So results in a boundary throw into another stoppage. So Sam Smith still in the ruck.
16.5 minutes into the second quarter. 5-point lead to Southern Districts.
Cantilla got it down, but Anderson roves it again. Then Fijo has to have a bounce, ran his full measure, then under pressure. Up and under kick. And Brander too strong back there.
Yeah, playing on Jordan Briston.
Just too strong, so didn't really have to get off the ground there. Brander just used his strength, protected the ball drop. And it can go back and kick his first goal of this quarter, and more importantly, his 4th of the game.
Yeah, kick 3 in the first quarter, but he's been well held for this quarter so far. Tiwi Bombers really taking it up to Crocs tonight. It's a long run in for Brander on the right, and through for his 4th goal.
And he's kicked it, so 3 in that first, 1 in this second. We've gone 17.5 minutes in the second quarter. So
losing my voice, sorry Tash.
No, you're right, jump away to pretty much a 2-goal lead there. So back in the middle.
Southern District 7-1-43, leading the Tiwi Bombers 5-2-32. Just coming up to the 18-minute mark of the second quarter. So just a really interesting game tonight, Tash, and both teams working really hard. I'm glad that Tiwi Bombers switched on for this second quarter, because we thought they dropped their heads a little bit at the end of the first.
And Stanley Tipler has gone back to the goal square. So coming in is Thompson, Darley and Cantilla, but no one is near Jed Anderson. This is where in the ball, that's where it's going.
There
Anderson again. So many clearances tonight. Tiwi Bombers must stop that. Stop him from getting the clearances. Heenan will be happy to take this over the boundary line.
Yeah, he had 3 Crocs players around him. There was no one in support there. Paddy Heenan.
Yeah, needed to go over, so
did the right thing.
Big Sam Smith down there is going to compete in the ruck against Blackley Noda. So Blackley Noda, usually pretty strong. There he is, gets it to ground. Well read here by Cantilla, and they're taken a little bit high. Accidental Ruska. And John Ross and Vantage Pay. That goes out of bounds on the full. So I'll tell you what, that was a very quick advantage paid there. I've seen that come back before, but Bolton.
A few Crocs support, Tiwi Bombers supporting, sitting up behind the end there. Looks like a good hill to watch the footy from. Beautiful conditions here tonight at Gardens Oval. It's that twilight time of the night. 19 minutes into the second quarter. I think there's something wrong with... No, it's going to be a throw-in.
So it must have been touched, and you can see Tiwi pleading their case. Must have been touched off the boot because there was no one around it when it went out of bounds on the full. So off the boot, Blackley Noda. There's Brander. Gets it out to Bowden. Bowden in front. Briston.
Looks like he's limping.
So Jordan Briston, yeah.
A little bit.
Looks a bit proppy, doesn't he, from that injury picked up in the first quarter. Darley needs to move it quickly. slows up play. John Tipalura was on, but then Ruska got over there to man him up. So all a bit static. Then he goes to John Tipalura. Oh.
Dylan Barry just running out of the way there. Tipalura asking for a 50-metre penalty.
So Ruska on the
Umpire
mark.
having nothing of it. Dangerous here, switching sides.
Brander tries to get there, doesn't. Blackley Noda plays on. This is what Tiwi need to do. Keep the ball moving quickly. Looking for Ross Rose out there. And goes out of bounds. Boundary throw in just 4 to centre wing. We've gone 20 and a half minutes in the second. Trailing by 12 points here. 2 goals. Exactly Tiwi are trailing by. Really good effort by Tiwi. Southern Districts, of course, sitting 3rd on the ladder. Bombers in 7th. Bombers go, Crocs go forward again. Fijo to Ruska. Ruska plays on. Looks sideways into the corridor. Waistcoat was all by himself. Potts gets the mark now. Lowers his eyes and finds Jono Ross loose. Checking there by the Bombers' defence. And Jono Ross takes the mark. Not on a tight angle at all. And he can go back and kick his 2nd goal and kick Southern District's 8th.
Just looking at his stats from the last game, he had 13 disposals but kicked 9 goals. So that's pretty good. Pretty good return.
We were willing him for the 10. And Crocs were trying to get it to him, but we ran out of game time.
Ross running in now, puts it on the right. And that one's, through for another goal for Southern Districts. The 2nd for Jonathan Ross, 1 in the first, 1 in the second.
So 3 goals the difference now, which is danger signs here for Tiwi. So they either need to get one back before half-time and definitely don't let Southern Districts get any as Jed Anderson goes for a rest into the forward line.
Yeah, he plays for Red Hill in the Mornington Peninsula League down in Victoria, Ross. So I think he's very popular at Southern Districts on the social scene from all reports. So 22 minutes into this second quarter, Southern Districts 8-50, leading the Tiwi Bombers 3-32, so 3-goal margin.
So Sam Smith looks like he's doing a tagging role on Darley. This gets down to Bo Schwartz. So even though Anderson isn't in the midfield, the ball's tracked straight to him. Waistcoat takes it. Has a snap-on goal. Brander's going to track this. He takes the mark and held up and then kicks the goal. But the umpire says, yep, that's okay. And Brander has his 5th goal. And we haven't even reached half-time yet. So he could be on here, Brander.
Big ask for a team like Tiwi to pick up a player like Brander to man him up because they just don't have the size.
So this takes him to equal now with Jaden Magro on the leading goal kicker. So 54 he was on to start this game. He's kicked 5 so far, so he goes to 59. That's what Jaden Magro was on. So Brander. 2 in the second quarter now.
Yeah, taken at number 13 in the 2017 national draft, originally from the Bendigo Pioneers in country Victoria. So played 22 games for West Coast and 5 for Greater Western Sydney, 27 AFL games. Punch down now, quick hands off to Jed Anderson, settles on the left but misfires and that one goes through for a behind. So Tiwi Bombers off the hook there.
He goes for a rest down forward and just impacts already. And this is where, with really vital players, I'm pretty hard on it. If you're a midfielder, let them rest forward because they're so vital to be off the ground. I know that they have a lot of interchanges and especially with AFL, you know, with the time that you spend on and who you change with and that. But I just think if you're so dominant, go rest down forward. Sam Smith, and same with Ruckman. They're so hard to match up with when they go forward that it's a great option. So Thompson did well against Bigger Bolton there. So Tiwi really need a goal before half time. Good pick up, run, Tiwi, run. They get it at the back. Sam Smith's tracking it back, but well done, Mazzini. So good to Roy Cantilla. Just use his body to push off Roy, just protect that ball drop. So Crocs are happy to just chip this around. Close to the boundary line, that one, isn't it? It's out of bounds on the full. So poor kick there. Fijo was on by himself in the corridor. His teammate apologises to him now. Wasn't the right option at all, and nor was that. So cut over by Waistcoat. Waistcoat looking inboard. Zach Smith has Mazzini running pretty hard for him out here on this wing. Held up now. Zach Smith finally gets rid of the footy and intercepted there by the Bombers. It's a turnover. Braden Rioli. How does it bounce? It bounces kindly for him and he hits the post. Oh!
Unlucky. We saw that in the women's game. Jamie Lee Pajimi did the same thing.
They really needed that goal. And a great turnover by Tiwi to create that opportunity. Here they go again, but this time it doesn't stay in. We're close to half-time here. Oh, they needed that goal there, Braden Rioli.
25 and a half minutes into the second quarter, as Tash said, close to half-time. Southern Districts 9-3-57, leading the Tiwi Bombers 5-3-33 as umpire Jade Ferry gets ready to throw the ball in. Ryan going up in the ruck against Cantilla. Ball falls short.
And everyone just let that bounce in because it wasn't
Do that one again.
The best thrown, although
it's an art form.
I have seen worse than that where the umpires let it go. So I think the ruckmen sometimes misjudge where you need to read the umpires as well. What umpire, how they throw it in and how far they throw it in as well.
That was a great throw in now. Tap down. Tiwi Bombers trying to barge their way through.
Oh, he didn't release that footy. He took him on. So benefit of the doubt there. Lucky Kurt Dunn, I thought. So he gets up limping. Umpire quick to throw that up. That's what I love as well by the central umpire. Thompson couldn't get good purchase on the footy. Burgess, a big hit off in back play. And Sleeth, it's on absolutely on in back play. As the play continues, we'll stick with the play. Liz, you watch back play. And Brander again comes out, couldn't take the mark. Briston picks it up, gives it to Heenan. It's still on in back play. They've got no one. Now they know the ball's coming back. Heenan has to hand pass. He couldn't kick. He had no one to kick to. Tainer hand passes again. Rose got it. Bombers are going backwards. No one's set up forward of the footy. It's all Crocs coming in with Cantilla. Cantilla does well to wrap up Big Ryan. And the umpire says, give it to me. So a bit of scuffle.
Just
sure
slow.
If there was much in that, Liz.
Nah, slow to get up to was Thaddeus Pajimi. After that one, he's still limping. No, there was just a bit of a hello, how you going? Paddy Heenan now bombs it into the forward line, but there's only one Croc back there and a good mark taken by Zach Smith, the younger brother of Sam.
So Bolton held up now by Rioli. Just got there in time to hold him up as well without giving away the 50. So I reckon there's only seconds remaining. What have we kicked? 3-5. No, we've kicked 8 goals in this quarter, so might go a little bit longer than I thought. Anderson drops it. Again, no one around him. He's racking up the possessions here tonight. And well done. Good read of the footy there by Briston. Just pops it up. Kinney couldn't take the mark. Good work there by the Crocs player and Swartz kicks it to the corridor. On the ground, Darley picks it up, dances around one, fends off Big Brander. That has a bounce through the corridor. He's playing Tiwi branded footy.
Oh.
And then Anderson took him hard.
Yes.
And Darley has not moved. And Darley is flat on the ground, as you can see, as play continued.
28 and a half minutes into the second quarter here. Darley looks like he's going to get up now, but it is Southern Districts with
Bolton.
the ball. Jai Bolton, ball magnet. So Darley looks all right.
I didn't think it was high. It was he didn't go the tackle, he went the hit, but it wasn't high.
So Bolton now with a shot on goal on the right. Just missed. So 29 minutes into this second quarter.
So might be looked at, you think, during the week?
We'll let the officials sort that out. We'll just stay with the play. Southern Districts 9-4-58. Tiwi Bombers 5-3-33. It's a pretty fair player, Jed Anderson, so he's just hard at it.
Well, that's what that's what I thought. And the Tiwi Bombers didn't go in and remonstrate.
No,
they kept
didn't.
going. So usually you do that if it.
And Darley was running pretty fast, trying to, just.
So Ross handballs back.
Yep.
So here we go. They go forward once again through Palmer. Tiwi looking forward to this siren. There's Darley again. He's all right. He gets the ball forward, but it's chopped off again. Tiwi need to play in front here. Make sure they set up a wall. Get that ball out. Oh, and that's a fair contest. Play on.
Just picking that up on the camera there.
So play on. Brander is pleading to the umpire. That was a fair contest. Good work there by Jordan Briston. Put body in there.
Dangerous here for Tiwi. They just need to
really tunneling.
Stop Crocs here.
Oh, well done. Stanley Tipalura tried to hold off giving the handball as long as he could, and Cantilla's gone in hard. So Taj Stanley with the free kick. The umpire just needs to keep control of this game. It's nearly half time. We've gone 30 and a half minutes. 9 goals kicked in this quarter. Brander at the back has a shot on goal. Has he snuck it in? No, he's just snuck it in for a behind.
Almost 31 minutes into this second quarter. A high scoring game, long quarter. Southern Districts 9-5-59, leading the Tiwi Bombers 5-3-33. So they've broken this game open a little bit in the second quarter. Gardens Oval.
So Stanley Tipalura, oh, good work, Zach Smith. Just out-bodied Stanley Tipalura there. Still reckon he needs to get more involved. He's an important player for the Tiwi Bombers. Get him around the footy. That's where he is now.
And there's the half-time siren. So a really exciting game here at Gardens Oval. It is Southern Districts with a 26-point lead going into the half-time break. Tash, any words before we take that break?
Nah, very good quarter by both teams there, but the Crocs kicked 5 goals to 3, which is important to Southern Districts. But long quarter, and both teams will be looking forward to half-time. There's a few pointing and the NT-rep teammates, of course, but the umpires down there as well. They just need to let it go, and this is half-time, I reckon.
Yeah, we'll go to the half-time break and be back for the second half after these messages.
You know Territorians go a long way for one another. So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away.
Get a quote today.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Putt on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
So we're here on a Friday night for our NAB AFL Auskick, where we run a girls only option, and the kids are pumped, ready to rock and roll and have some fun with the footy.
We signed our daughter up for Auskick because her big brother did Auskick last year and she just loves it. I thought signing her up for a girls only group would be a great chance for her to kind of be with some friends in a comfortable environment.
The thing about a girls only team that I think Zoe really enjoys is that she gets to run around with like-minded girls. They get distracted, they do cartwheels, they hold hands, they sing. It just makes it a bit more of a fun experience.
I like Auskick because I get to play with my sister. We love Auskick!
A number of parents have asked if their daughter has to be in your girls group, and they don't. There will be some girls that will naturally just gravitate to brothers or cousins and join the boys group and have just as much fun if it were to be single sex. So yeah, there's definitely options there every Friday night.
My girls just love interacting with the other girls here. They love kicking a footy, they love learning the skills, and they love the hot dog at the end. I love joining in with my girls. I actually can't help myself, and I love to see the skills not only of my kids but of the other kids in their girls-only group really developing over the clinic.
Evie just loves playing the games, learning new things. She'll be doing it then for the rest of the weekend, doing her favourite kicks, telling us how many goals she kicked on Friday night.
The best thing about Auskick is that it's really fun. It's lots of fun for them.
Yeah!
Work it out of defence through the hands of Mar to the advantage of a teammate, but eventually it's kicked back in. Motlop had his kick smothered. There's a kick out of the pack. All the Pint players are claiming it was touched, but I'm not sure the goal umpire is convinced of that. And the goal umpire is satisfied that it is a goal down there, and that allows Robinson to come in, get the hand pass over the top to Harris. He's going to be too slow to get rid of that ball and chase down from behind. So terrific second effort. It's the mark on the outer side. It's got a leading player out there, which was Jackson Calder. You could almost pay that mark in these conditions, you would have thought, but play on's the call as the kick comes in. Here's a chance for Saints again. Snap over the shoulder on the left boot. I think it's pretty good, and it was Garner this time who's put that one through, and terrific finish down there, and beautifully over the back, and he wastes no time. He's off and running, kicks inboard towards half forward, but again Pine have got numbers back there, but again at ground level the Saints have worked it through the hands to Dylan Lant. Lant with a kick on the left has kicked it straight through the middle for another one of those opportunist goals, but it's taken here by Brett, who kicks inside forward 50, looking for Holt Fitz down there. He's worked his opponent out of the way, has a snap towards goal. It's Pinter, the only players back there, and a diving mark going in the same direction as the football, taken by Harry McKinney. So McKinney, top of the goal square directly in front, bangs it through, and as you said, Nick, that does make it interesting because it closes the gap to about a goal. They've taken it on the chest and it slips straight through, and now Brad Ryan just forces it to the boundary line. It's going to be penalised here for deliberately out of bounds. Calder was calling for it, and a 50-metre penalty for arguing, so that's going to take him right to the goal line and
over. And then he wasn't happy with the decision, and it's just cost him a goal.
Plenty of incentive for both sides as Saints have worked it to half forward. Calder sees the ball in his hands, kicks forward, and Corowa running backwards takes the mark, judged it beautifully. It's on the way, it's being clapped through on the goal line by his teammates, and that's the start that Pint really didn't need to open this quarter, and comes in now. It's just dragged it.
Did go for a point, but he's been given the 50.
Yeah, so Pint get the answering goal in this final quarter as they needed to. So the margin back to 15 points. Into space. Running in here was Peters for Pint. Used it well by hand, and the kick comes into the top of the goal square. There's a chance for Pint as they work it out. Holt Fitz now on the left, kicks towards goal, and I think he snuck that one in. He has for another goal for Pint there, second for the quarter. In a number of those contests. So the siren goes to end the game. A tough slog, but St Mary's just too strong in the end, Nick.
Yeah, 15-point win, 6-9, 45 to 4-6, 30.
Kick will go to Antonio James for Darwin Buffaloes. Buffaloes kick forward, centre half forward, ball on the ground, in dispute. Eldridge after the football, gets it out nicely by hand. And the kick on goal, the first goal inside 1 minute, if you don't mind, 24 seconds, and that was Lachlan Hill.
He's just coming in, he's taking his time, and it looks looking good.
Beautiful.
It's right on the line.
But it was right on the line, it was tubbed through, but the kick off the ground, and he's claiming the goal,
bump on the side, and Yaron with a swift pickup. He's got space, he's got teammates, and Mensch releases Stokes, who's going to have a long shot on goal because there's no one guarding the square, and it goes straight through. A beautiful kick and great hands, and a passage of play there by the Darwin Buffaloes between Mensch and Stokes.
Working overtime. Tiwi Bombers have the football. Daniel Potts goes across the face of goal. Just kicked it in, picked it out, picked up Stokes. Stokes kicks on goal. I reckon he's got his third or his second. Jared Stokes, you are on fire. Nicely done. Xavier Grant still inside defensive 50, looking to the outer in the corridor. Mucked it up with a short kick on goal. Darwin, the Tiwi Bombers need this. They do need this, and they get it. And I reckon that's Damien Dunn.
Looks like it was Damien Dunn to just have a shot on, nice long shot on goal there. That's Hill with a quick tap to Eldridge, and Eldridge looking for a teammate forward, and it's the big fella in it, Daniel Stafford. Can't quite take the chest mark, but comes off the back with it, and a quick shot on goal, empty goal square, and it goes straight through.
Nicky.
And that's Tipalora. He's looking to play on. That he does. He's got a teammate at the back, and who puts his mitts up, doesn't quite take that mark, and great spoil, but a kick out the air by the Tiwi Bombers, and they've kicked a goal. I can't quite see who that is, but what a kick off the deck. And he looks like he's hurt himself there, some soccer superstar.
Jared Stokes it is. This time, he goes for Stafford, and Stafford doesn't let him down, takes the mark. Stafford points to the man on the mark, sells the dummy, runs in, kicks on goal, and the big fella has done it again. Got 3 in the third, in the second, now he's got 1 in the third. And on the ground, if the ball's on the ground, the man that can get it is Jared Stokes. It is Jared Stokes, and Stokes has got 3. How easy is this game when you are Jared Stokes? Fitzgerald probably won the tap. Ball on the ground, over the back. He does well. Damien Dunn kicks on goal. Can he miraculously kick a goal? He can. What an absolute goal.
Tipalora loves it in the goal square as well, and they get around and celebrate, and the Bombers are a real momentum swinger as well.
57. Series of handballs. See the Buffaloes go forward. Out they go wide this time. Antonio James. James, long, forward, accurate. It is accurate. It's a goal. Buffaloes by 12 points.
Yeah, so I was just having a look, and that's the third goal of this quarter. First one for Buffs. It's taken them a while.
To get the 4 points. The Bomber defence. There's the siren. It is the Darwin Buffaloes. They do keep in touch. Darwin Buffaloes 10-9-69. Tiwi Bombers 9-3-57.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval on beautiful Larrakia country here on a Saturday night in Darwin, round 16 of the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. And we've got a great game on our hands, an enthralling game between the Tiwi Bombers and Southern Districts. Liz Cruz and Tash Medbury in the commentary box. And Tash, it's been an entertaining and very skillful game tonight.
Yeah, it has been, and full credit to Tiwi as well as the clearance here for Crocs once again. Almost calling the clearance kings here tonight. Sam Smith. And out of bounds on the full. So a bit of pressure by Tiwi, but they have to get the next goal or two and not let Southern District score to stay within this game, I feel, Liz.
Yeah, I agree. Jed Anderson's been devastating in the middle. Big White Ryan in the ruck. The Cantillas tried really hard in the ruck for the Tiwi Bombers as Paddy Heenan brings this one back down the grandstand side, but Stanley waistcoat underneath it. Takes a nice mark.
Oh, over the shoulder. Umpire let that go. Staunton, well done. And then Cantilla. Tell you what, there's really good players all over the park tonight. I don't think there's any player on the team list that hasn't had some sort of impact tonight. They're all playing their part one-on-one.
Yeah.
A few scuffles in that second quarter.
Jed Anderson, a standout for Southern Districts. And there he is again, just handballing it backwards. Crocs getting the kick away. Over the back, Ross there, but leading out Brander. He's kicked 5. Puts that one on the boot, but the umpire indicates through for a behind.
Yeah, he couldn't screw that one around enough to sneak that one in. Got pretty close, though.
Such a devastating player when he's in form and kicking goals. Played 27 games of AFL.
So Heenan will take Brander on while he's on the mark. Excuse me, close to that boundary line. So just a slow hit of the Tiwi to start the game. And that's a poor kick. Kicked it straight down the throat of Michael Bowden. Could not pick out him any better than that kick, unfortunately, for the Bombers coming from half-back. Staunton, the captain, just chips it over into John O'Ross, and this is well within his range. He can go back, and he wouldn't fault him for having a ping. Brander at the big arm out, pointing to a spot that he was leading. So does Big Ryan, but nah. John O'Ross, when you kicked 9 goals last week and you've already kicked 2 in this game.
Have another one.
Come in. Not much movement. Trees are moving slightly out there, but I can't feel any breeze.
Ross sends that one home, and look at the post. He's whacked it into that post. And, yeah, it's very still here. The humidity has crept back into Darwin this week after the rain has stopped. And bringing it back in now, the Tiwi Bombers. Safe hands of Potts gives it back, and now they launch it out of defence. Over the back, Rioli punches it down. Thompson can't grab it. Out in front of Crocs now. Across the line for a throw-in. Good crowd in tonight at Gardens Oval. Big Tiwi crowd after the women's game, and Crocs crowd have come in from past the Berrima line. The rural area. Got a fantastic club out there.
Yeah, it's really from back in the days when it was Fred's Pass, when they first started Southern Districts. Both my uncles left Magpies for a season to go in the inaugural
Big
team.
drive.
And yeah, we used to love it out there. And as you said, known for the social life, I tell you what, they have been since day dot out there. We had some good times at Fred's Pass, but now they've got Norbuilt as a snap-on goal and a good mark taken by Kurt Dunn. But yeah, they've really extended the facilities, and for a lot of sports as well.
Yeah, they have great facilities, and I believe they've got 35 teams this year from juniors to
it's
seniors.
It's the most, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the most in the league. Yeah. So I know in the under-12 girls there's 5 teams, or under-12s there's 5 Crocs
we
teams.
Play Crocs every second
week. So yeah, the popularity in the junior ranks of football in the top end is just gone through the roof. Throw in now. Ryan taps it down. Anderson tries to take it but can't. Puts it, little toe poke on the boot. Now trying to work it out there, the Tiwi Bombers.
Advantage paid, and Anderson, he's kicked it. And he celebrates by grabbing his jumper. He has thrived since moving to the Crocodiles. A lot of people keep asking why, and you know, these answers are the same every time, and good on him. Sometimes you've got to make a change, and you know, he's done that really well into a team as well that's accommodated him, and he's working pretty hard, and he's helping them with where they are up the ladder.
Yeah, he's a professional footballer. You know, that's his trade. He grew up with the Darwin Buffaloes and still has family ties there. All his sisters played for St Mary's Football Club, and Genomi's obviously with St Kilda in the AFLW now, but he's come home and with his beautiful wife Nikki and 2 boys and a girl, and they've settled right back into Darwin life. And he's a pretty humble, quiet kind of a guy, but one you'd want on your team any day of the week.
Oh, 100%. Here he goes again. And his toughness and leadership. Burgess couldn't pick that up. Now he does. Gets a handball off to Smith. Waistcoat just puts it up for Big Brander on the fat side there. This is better for Crocs. Fijo. The good old 1-2 in footy. over the top. Oh, Anderson has time and space and finds Dylan Barry in the corridor. I was just talking to his crew at halftime. A little crew over in the other grandstand watching him. I think the ladies was his mum.
Yeah, his mum does live out in the rural area, so living with her. Dylan Barry has kicked a goal for Crocs, and I've got a feeling this is where the goal onslaught is going to come, Tash.
Yeah, you can just see they're looking really flat here, the Bombers at the moment, and you can tell by their body language. And that's one thing with the Bombers. When they're up and about, it's great, and the crowd's right behind them. But once their heads drop, it really, really drops, and it's very hard for them to get that momentum back in the game. And it's six goals, nearly 7 goals to try and take the lead. Well, to take the lead now, but 40 points the difference is hard for only just starting the third quarter. But the last thing they want is for this to blow out, because they've been in the contest up until a couple of minutes ago. And they just need to change that body language. So they need the leaders like Darling, Potts, and the Cantilla boys, the older Cantilla boys, to grab the team and keep them moving forward.
So back in play underway after Dylan Barry kicks a goal. Darley now trying to clear it out. Good lead there and a nice mark. Quickly plays on. Back to Darley.
Yeah,
goes out wide.
Gone really wide there. Oh, good smash away.
So Tiwi Bombers just chasing the ball now, trying to pick it up there. Ella Kinney. Ross getting involved as well. Tap down and Paddy Heenan swoops on it, gives the handball. Trying to tap it to advantage here, the Tiwi Bombers over near the scoreboard. So just a bit of a stoppage in play, and Dylan Barry, the last goal kicker, Rovers, he played for in the Caffel, Tash. Rovers, and in a few premierships, and he's had a bit of time down in South Adelaide in the Sandful.
Jeez, that's a massive boundary throw-in. Went up about 25 metres in the air there. Thompson tracks that to the boundary line. So we're going to have another good look at this boundary umpire. I think it's the same one, but massive boundary throw-in. They set. Tiwi Bombers just need to keep lifting. Let the ball, this game, get away again. Goes in the air. Ryan in front. Chain of hand passes. Get it back to Anderson. Every single time there's that exit handball for the Crocs. So they don't do a U-turn at all. It's all go forward footy. Try and teach the girls that. No U-turns. Should be exit handballs if needed. Over the top of John O'Ross. Potts got a hand in there. Heenan selling some candy there. But couldn't get it clear and kick. That was kicked out of Anderson's hands. So kicking in danger. Jed with the free kick. Goes to John O'Ross. He should take this. He does. And John O'Ross got up nice and high to take that just on his chest. And on a tight 45-degree angle, he's going to have another crack. Already had a shot on goal in this quarter and missed it. So still looking for his third. He's going to go around the corner this time from 40 metres out. I'll tell you what, that's a hard kick from there. And he has nailed it. He's done a snap, the old Stevie J kick from 45 metres out.
So Jonathan Ross, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. The score now, Southern Districts 12-7-79, leading the Tiwi Bombers 5-3-33 at the 9-minute mark of this third quarter at Gardens Oval.
Yeah, just the hands on hips here to the Tiwi Bombers.
So just racking up the disposals now, Crocs, and they are ranked second in the league in total disposals, but 6th for efficiency at 71%. First for contested possessions, as we mentioned earlier. Third for uncontested, and first for intercept possessions. Having a good night tonight here at Gardens Oval, I'm sure. Coach Shannon Rusker will be pleased with the start of this third quarter.
Oh, 100%. Probably had a bit of a chat to them at halftime. Went down there to refill my water bottle up. Rusker took that one over the boundary line. It was pretty cool and calm down there, but yeah, they've definitely started this with a lot more intensity. Either that or that the intensity that the Tiwi Bombers started the game in has just really dropped off
a bit.
We sort of spoke in the first quarter. We hoped that they could maintain that during 3 quarters of footy, and they really need to lift. So they need their senior players to get up and about. Got such a young side out there, Tiwi, so fitness shouldn't be an issue. Chip close to the boundary line and looking for Fijo. That's gone out of bounds on the full. So free kick here. John Tipalura is asking for the quick kick. Poor Jimmy. Goes sideways, dangerous. Heenan. Darley. Again, the go-to player from half back. And instead of kicking it to a contest, Alaman Kinney, they kicked it out in front of him, which is what you want. Use the speed, use the space. And Crocs here have intercepted. They're on here. Fijo. Shape to give the hand pass, went himself. Finds Swartz. Swartz puts it up with a big full forward and Brander. And he takes it uncontested. Crucial turnover in the middle of the ground.
Looks like he just was a bit proppy there when he landed. And
he's grabbing the good knee there that's not strapped.
So he'll kick it from about just inside 50. Jared Brander kicked 5 already tonight, 3 in the first, 2 in the second. Hasn't dominated though, Tash, in the forward line, but he's kicking 5's a pretty good effort.
So we're right behind him here, Liz. And is that going to shape back? No. So doesn't kick his 6th.
So 12-minute mark.
I love us with our phones once again.
I know, you should see us here. We're sitting in the back row of one of the oldest grandstands in Darwin with our phones torch on. We brought our towels in to sit on the concrete and yeah. If anyone thinks commentating is glamorous, they can come and take a photo of us right now.
Lucky we love it.
We do.
We love it.
So Tiwi Bombers now bringing it out of defence through Kurt Dunn. He's stuck to the far side.
Yeah, they haven't come this side yet, the Bombers, when they've come out of defence.
Taking it across the line. Cotter for the, sorry, not Cotter, it was, it was Cotter for Southern Districts. Reading my notes under the phone torchlight here. I'm going to get a sponsorship with Anaconda or something and buy myself a headlamp. That's a really good idea.
Actually, I've got one at home somewhere from my hiking days.
Yeah, we'll get one out of the camping kit. So throw in now Ryan, just dominant, that big body now. Darley over the ball, but diving on it for Crocs was Davidson again.
And there's dragged it in there, the umpire. Yep. He's gone there. Darley this time, and he won't let it go either. So Davidson.
Yeah, Darley, the only player from Tiwi Bombers who played in the NTFL rep game. It was for the NT, sorry, and there was about 5 Tiwi Bombers who played in the Essendon VFLW team, so a great experience.
Good punch away there by Potts on Big Brander. Get that over the boundary line. The boundary throw in. Jono Ross just having a chat to Brander. Wouldn't be surprised if Ross is the go-to player. There's no one standing him either. So let's watch Jono Ross, number 1 there. He goes and picks up a player. Brander to the back. Barry. Kick smothered. The footy. Tiwi. Waistcoat just went in hard. Knocked his player off the footy. Jono Ross trying to get this to Ruska. Ruska shakes a tackle. Hit as he's kicked. And 3 for a minor score. Good build up there. Nice hard contest. And who's that limping? I think that is Ruska limping.
So the score, Southern Districts 12-9, 81, leading the Tiwi Bombers 5-3, 33, 14 minutes into the third quarter here. A little bit of sting gone out of the game. We want the Tiwi Bombers to come back here. So 48-point margin to the Crocs. Nice kick in. Cantilla giving the hands off. That kick on the boundary line. Dylan Barry just sees it across.
Yeah, happy to see that across. Some good work by Fijo as well, just to, with the kick out as well, just the second effort to put the pressure on the Tiwi player as he got that handball back. I mean, they're playing for positions here as well with finals coming up. A few players knocking on the door from reserve grade.
Yeah, Fijo's been a good inclusion. He's very close to Brandon Ruska, so he made the cross from Wanderers, where he's a premiership under-18s player, and has slotted right into the Southern District side as we see Brandon now with a nice mark. Hard up on the boundary line in the pocket.
Getting a bit of the shade there under that tree. Still one of the grounds where the trees hang over the boundary fence. So Brander, oh, he stabbed at that and he's kicked it. He has absolutely booted has drilled that. I don't think he could have kicked it any harder, Brander.
So his first goal in this third quarter, Jared Brander has now kicked 6, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. The score, Southern Districts 13-9-87, leading the Tiwi Bombers 5-3-33. So just extending their lead now to a 54-point margin.
And with that 6 goals, he now goes to the leaderboard of the leading goal kicker. So Jaden Magro is on 59, and now Jared Brander is on 60. So Jackson Calder back on 48, and then Jono Ross on 37, but he's got 3 tonight, so 40 now it takes him to. So you're doing pretty well when 2 of your forwards are in the top 4 goal kickers. Back in the middle, Bolton at the back, playing that sweeping role. Cantilla, Brendan Cantilla spins as he got the footy. Well done, Zach Smith tracks his footy. Good tackle, slung to the ground. The umpire said that was fine. Jason Jr. put a ton of Mary. The ball's not coming out. Oh, I thought he was going to pin him there. Took a long time to cross his arms, that umpire. But it's going to be a ball up. We've gone nearly 17 minutes in the third quarter. District's well in the lead now, 54 points. Tiwi, can they get a goal? They pick it up in the goal square, and they've got one. They've snagged one back there, the Tiwi Bombers. Well done. And I think that was Thompson.
Yep, with the
grabbing his
hair.
hamstring at the same
It's
time.
not good. We've seen Kim Cantilla go off earlier in this game, so they don't want any more injuries here. But, yeah, great goal there to Michael Thompson. His first of the evening and a much-needed goal for the Tiwi Bombers. The score, Southern Districts 13-9-87, leading the Tiwi Bombers 6-3-39. So the Tiwi Bombers just getting one back.
Yeah, just picking back that margin slightly. 48 points now. Just a couple more. The Bombers, Stanley Tipalura now making his way to the middle. I think they just need to keep him in the middle for the rest of this game, I feel.
So Tiwi Bombers, their first goal this quarter. Southern Districts have kicked 4 so far in this third quarter. Nice breeze coming through, Tash.
Finally, there's Stanley Tipalura. Tries to shove the tackle. Lucky not to get hold in the foot. He took on the tackler. Burgess couldn't pick it up. Overrunning it there was Dale Cunningham. Haven't called him too much tonight. Cantilla, but is an absolute blinder. That's Brendan Cantilla. Diving all over the footy. Zach Smith, the ball comes out now. Bolton. Oh, just dances around one, then gets boot to ball. John Tipalura hits the ground running. Poor Jimmy. Does it stay in? Nice. Poor Jimmy. Oh, can he kick it? Can he get the second? 2 in a row he has.
Oh,
poor
great
Jimmy.
goal.
Well done. And there is the man that I marked across next to. He has X Factor, this young fella.
17-year-old Thaddeus Poor Jimmy kicking a goal for the Tiwi Bombers. They're now 7-3-45, trailing Southern Districts 13-9-87.
I think that's their first back-to-back goals
Yes,
tonight.
yeah, 17-year-old. So, as I said earlier in the broadcast, Paddy Bowden, the coach, was telling me they've just got such a large young brigade of between 17 and 20-year-olds in this Tiwi team. So, after the club not winning a game for a couple of seasons, they're really showing huge signs of improvement. And when the Tiwi Bombers are up in the league, the excitement's up, and it's great for the community. It's great for Darwin, and everything functions well. So they're very important.
Blood at these young players. Here's the other one. Cantilla gets in. Tipalura went without it. That was Stanley. Bolton gets boot to ball. Umpire nearly got in the way there. Couldn't take the mark there was Bo Schwartz. Dale Cunningham close to the boundary line. Burgess. He can get it back from Bowden. Bowden goes himself. Long into the corridor. Blackley Noda will get there. Oh, just hit out of his hands by Ryan. John O'Ross. That should be holding the footy. The umpire said play on. John Tipalura got a hand in there. He's going to get it back. Handball over the top. Thompson spins out of a tackle. Finally gets boot to ball. Heenan out in the wing. He's got time. Chasing him out there. His sleeve did well to hold him up. Heenan gives it to the goal kicker. Poor Jimmy. They're on again here in Tiwi. This is all they needed. Was a bit of a spark. And the crowd gets involved. They're up and about a little bit. And Mazzini takes the mark. They need to cut off the exits here. Poor kick. Bowden. they're on here now. So the Crocs, all that hard work by Tiwi can come undone, and that one misses everything. Dylan Barry was out there all by himself, but it goes over the boundary line. So boundary throw in on the far side of the ground. We've gone nearly 21 minutes in this last quarter. 13-9, 87. Tiwi Bombers 7-3, 45. So the Crocs have kicked 4 goals to 2 in this quarter. So 6-goal quarter so far. Smith front position. Ball comes out and over the boundary line once again. So boundary umpire comes in. The rucks, Cantilla and Smith. Cantilla tries to get it to the back. Dispossessed here. Thompson was held without the footy. Then he finally got it, kicked it forward. Braden Rioli pushed off the footy. Went to ground with Sleeth. He gets it back. Can look sideways. Oh, gets around Rioli. He'll get it back here, running through centre wing. Gets rid of a tackler. Oh, they're on Swartz. Swartz kicks it out towards Brander. Brander gets the big hands up. Well done, Briston. Brander tracks the footy. Handballs over his shoulder. Should get it back. Waistcoat tries to shrug the tackle. And the umpire says play on. He was dumped. He's hurt. And Fijo has a shot and missed everything. So Waistcoat has stayed down just off screen there.
And the score now, the Crocs, Southern Districts 13-10-88, leading the Tiwi Bombers 7-3-45. At the 22-minute mark, almost 22 and a half, as we just see Stanley Waistcoat down, with the trainers attending to him. Paddy Heenan's going to go and jump the fence and get the ball by the looks. So hopefully Waistcoat is okay. He's such an exciting and talented player and important for the Crocs as they are about to launch their finals campaign. It's a long walk for Paddy to go get the ball. Over near the gardens, the Botanic Gardens over there. Umpire just holding it up until Heenan jumps the fence and comes back into play. So 23-minute mark of this third quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have to wait, I think, for Waistcoat as well. Just checking the score of the other game.
Yeah, I think Nightcliff were well in front of Pint.
8-12-60 to 3-8-26.
Yes, so that's the Nightcliff game done.
And a big win as well, Pint. Had a big win, 47, I think, to I think it was 12.
So yeah, Darwin Buffaloes still playing, 10-13-73 to Wanderers 3-2-20.
All right, so they're gonna then go equal with Pint losing today. So Buffaloes, if you look at the ladder, makes it a tight contest, a bit like the women's. They're fighting for that fifth.
Very much so.
Which is really good. That's good for territory footy, of course. So Waistcoat comes off.
Yeah, so with Waratah losing to Saints last night, Saints clear on top of the ladder by a game.
And he hasn't gone through the interchange gates, which means he cannot come back on.
Yeah, interesting.
Let's see if they stick by that, because I've seen a game at TIO this season where they didn't. So, quite interesting. They go out wide. Or Cantilla in quiet the second half. Goes long and a good punch away. Mazzini was the fullback in the NT rep side, looking a bit proppy. I think it might be cramped though. But he's had a really, really good season. Was rewarded with that game in the rep side. Cantilla up against Ryan. They've gone at it all night. Cantilla can hold his head high. Kick forward. Rusker tries to trap the footy. Got the speed to turn from 55 metres out. Puts it out in front of big Brander. Brander tries to get rid of his Potts. Smith with the snap. Got the belly of the ball, so it's gone up. Barry is underneath it and will take the mark. And Dylan Barry has kicked 2 goals in this game. One in the second, one in this third already. Brander's waving his arms about 30 metres out. He's never going to kick it to you. He's going to go for goal here, Dylan Barry. And we've seen him kick one exactly like that in the second quarter. And he's kicked it. He's got his third. loves kicking that outside banana.
He does.
He has mastered it so well. So pretty much exactly the same sort of goal that he kicked in the second quarter, and he's kicked his third.
Yep, 1 in the second and 2 in the third for Dylan Barry. So Southern Districts 14-10-94, leading the Tiwi Bombers 7-3-45. So 49-point margin at the 25, almost 26-minute mark here at Gardens Oval in Darwin on Larrakia country. Saturday night footy. No games at TIO Stadium this weekend. They've all been moved to suburban ovals just to give the ground a rest after back-to-back football and rep games and things. And
I think they've done that a couple of times this season. I think it's great. Get everyone to the local grounds, and even the clubs that don't have actual home grounds, like tonight is Tiwi's home ground here. I like the way that they've done it. They played Waratahs last night to allow, footy here tonight. I think it's great to get it back at local.
Yeah, and Friday night footy was a huge success, as we see almost a great mark taken by Bowie Schwartz. Gets the hands off to Jonathan Ross. He puts it on the right, but Tiwi Bombers with Potts back in defence there, just ruining it for Quaddies, Ross.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Potts.
He has. He's tried really hard for 4 quarters.
Darley. Can't be too much left in this quarter, although the second quarter went for nearly 30 and a half minutes.
Our highest scoring quarter, this one, so probably be the longest.
This one's 5-2, so 7 goals.
Yep.
And the last one we had
5.
We had 8. We had 8, so I reckon we'll get to about the 29-minute mark if there's no more goals. So taken over, Burgess and Darley having a bit of a don't argue or how you going, as they did in the earlier quarter, sorry.
So just in front of the grandstand here at Gardens Oval. Have a throw in.
There's a few jumper pulling. The umpire's just letting it all go. Trying to tap it to himself there was Delahaye. Oh, lovely. Cantilla needs to kick it now. Got his teammate under a bit of trouble. Dispossessed. Kick forward by Roy Cantilla. Brendan Cantilla trying to compete against 4. He's won the ball to Thompson. It's going to come back out to Cantilla. Oh, he's done wonderful there to win that footy. Braden Rioli unfortunately couldn't take the mark. Burgess close to the boundary. Good mark there by Stanley. Just slowing things down here. Dylan Barry was on, ignored that. Oh, they go sideways here through Davidson. Davidson out wide. Held up on centre wing. There's Fijo. Really good game by Fijo tonight. Ross leads for him. They all lead for him. Then he just goes down the corridor, sneaking down there. There's 3 to rattle it off. And Dylan Barry, Bo Schwartz, and Brendan Rusker, all 3 of them. One of them could have taken that mark, and they all got in each other's way, and no one did, and the siren went.
So 3/4 time here at Gardens Oval. It is Southern Districts 14-10-94 who take the lead in the final break. Tiwi Bombers 7-3-45. We'll take our final break of the evening. Listen to these messages and be back for the final quarter very soon.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval here in Darwin for the final quarter of this round 16 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League game between the Tiwi Bombers and Southern Districts. The score at three-quarter time waved off by the umpires. Southern Districts 14-10-94, leading the Tiwi Bombers 7-44. So a 50-point margin, an impressive third quarter for the Crocs Tash?
Yeah, it was. They kicked 5 goals in that quarter, as they did in the second quarter. So 4 in the first, 5 in the second, and 5 in that third. So if they keep up that momentum, there's an average of 5 in this last quarter. But Tiwi Bombers, to their credit, they sort of got a little bit flat the start of that third quarter, but they lifted in a period of 5 or 6 minutes, but then sort of went flat a little bit again as well. So Bowden, Darley has this, been the best player for the Bombers. For Jason Jr., a ton of Mary tried to tap that to his team's advantage, but boundary line beats them all to it.
And Tiwi Bombers losing Kim Cantilla.
Yeah, early in that second.
Yeah,
second quarter.
that's a massive loss for them. He hasn't come back on, and Stanley Waistcoat went off for Crocs, so we hope he's okay as well, as Crocs just tapped that one down from the throw-in. Quick hands, they're giving it off. Got numbers around the ball. There's been a free kick paid. Advantage play on Michael Bowden now, running through the middle. Little kick on the left. Just beautifully taken there by Dylan Barry. Paddy Heenan making sure he goes back and takes his kick. Barry now inside 50. Punched away by the Tiwi defence there in Blackley and Nota. Tiwi now trying to pick it up, scoop it out the back. And they're off. Kick down the far side. Running onto it. I think that's Cantilla. Quick chain of hands. Thompson. His handball misses the target, so he's almost going to go back and get it. But diving on the ball for Southern District, Zach Smith. And a kick away by Slee.
So parked underneath it there is Bolton. So Bolton, uncontested mark.
It's the Waratahs captain, Brody Carroll, walking in front of us here. So played last night. They've obviously come to take a look at the rest of the competition.
Just running through centre wing there. Good work by the Crocs. Brander waits for the ball to come out the back. It does that. He's against Potts. Oh, that's a throw. He's shoved it back in, and the umpire said, yep, that's a throw. So just looking around the ground, a few players with cramp, but Jed Anderson hasn't started this last quarter, so might be resting him, or potentially he's picked up an injury. Just looking on the boundary line, can't seem to see him there, so hopefully they're just resting him. Is that 3-4 games in 2 weeks? Or no, in about 10 days?
Yeah, playing in that rep game and winning the best on ground medal.
So
Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, through Roy Cantilla. Had Thompson on in the corridor, but ignored that. Brendan Cantilla couldn't take the mark. Here's Bolton. They're going to switch up the play. Burgess kicks it up towards Stanley. Taj Stanley. Oh, a little bit too much on that for Dylan Barry. Roy Cantilla got rid of Barry. Barry charging at the footy. Just puts it off. Well done, Dylan Barry. Ruska has a shot and he's nailed it. You can thank Dylan Barry, the pressure that he applied there on the back six for the Tiwi Bombers. And Brendan Ruska gets his first goal of the game and the first goal of this last quarter for Southern Districts.
Yeah, Brandon, nice goal there. So the Southern Districts 15-10, 100 lead the Tiwi Bombers 7-44 as this game just getting out of reach now for the Tiwi Bombers. 3 minutes into the final quarter, and it's been all Southern Districts after half time.
Yeah, they just need to just take little positives out of the game here, Tiwi Bombers. Just don't let the floodgates open up. 56 points. You don't want it to blow out to 100. The game doesn't reflect the actual margin, I don't feel, Liz. I think it's been a better contest than what the scoreboard reflects as Darley goes forward. Thompson just misread that. Charged at the footy, and Cotter takes an uncontested mark.
I think you're right, Tash, and when the Tiwi Bombers have been on, they've showed, they've gone back to back and kicked a few goals, but they need to maintain that for 4 quarters. As we said, they're a young team, so this will only hold them in good stead for future seasons. And of course, they play in the dry season now, so they'll be able to play in the off season before.
That's why they're a lot fitter.
The
this
Tiwi
season,
Bombers team used to play in the wet season, so
I feel they're a lot fitter due to that. The same with the women. They've come in and out.
Yeah, the women looked way fitter this season as Crocs just send that one in. Board. Brander coming out to meet it but couldn't take it. Picked up. Little kick away. Nice defensive mark there by Kurt Dunn.
Goes out wide. Thompson. That hair that we love. So it just holds it up. So next week, Southern District's big game against Nightcliff. So Nightcliff had a big win, over Pints tonight, and Tiwi have Pint. So, and they've got that at TIO Stadium, and the Nightcliff game is at Mazda Oval. So big game, that Nightcliff and Southern District's one. As the Crocs go forward once again through Bowden. Bowden gets it over the back to Bolton. Bolton, hits Brander on the chest. Beautiful pass in. Rusker's calling for it out on the fat side. No, ignored, so he's going to come off for his rotation. But Big Brander looking to kick his 7th goal, close to the boundary line, but we'll see. He kicked one earlier from the boundary line, Brander. So 3 in the first quarter, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Leading the Dennis Dunn medal, and he's missed that to the near side.
Jonathan Ross is not happy with that.
He's pleading his case there.
So the score, Southern Districts 15-11, 101, leading the Tiwi Bombers 7-2-44 at the 6-minute mark of this last quarter. The kick in there just taken across the line by the Crocs, and that was Jordan Cotter.
Yeah, did well there, Cantilla. Got his mitts to it, but good defensive work there by Cotter. As they said, Cantilla, like I said, Carlson Cantilla can hold his head high against the bigger Ruckman and Ryan tonight. Cotter goes in, clearing kick there by Cantilla. Good body work there by Braden Rioli. 1-on-1, Stanley Tipalura at the back. Kicks it off the ground and kicks it. Clever work there by Stanley Tipalura. Didn't have front position, sort of hangs back for that ball to come over the top, used his body and kicked it off the ground from about 25, 30 metres out. So the Bombers have their first of this last quarter, and they've kicked their 8th goal.
Yeah, Stanley Tipalura, another one who's only young, just 21 years of age, played some juniors at Wanderers, but
becomes the 8th goal kicker too.
Yeah, been at the Tiwi Bombers for his senior career. So another one who's got another 10 years of senior footy in front of him.
Yeah, a long time, and it's good that some of these players have gone and had opportunities down south for a season or two, and there's going to be other ones that will go down south as well in this off season. As you can see the professionalism that, and especially what Patrick Bowden is bringing to the Tiwi Bombers, which is great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pat's brother, Kane Bowden, lives on the Tiwi Islands as a principal of one of the schools there. So the Bowdens a very strong family, and they've it's just doing great things for the Tiwi community this year. Sean, I was talking to Sean before the game. He's the president of the board, chair of the board of the of AFLNT. Ronnie Fijo now with the ball on the wing, gives the hands backwards. They're going to go sideways here, the Crocs. Ryan giving it off to Jai Bolton. He's racking up those possessions
lovely
again.
Vision. That was beautiful vision there by Jai Bolton. Was under pressure, but lovely vision out wide there.
He was the leading disposal getter for Crocs last week, and 32.
Oh, and 50.
That hurts.
So Bo Schwartz has got a big smile on his face there, so that wasn't intention or anything like that. Just a bit of confusion there, the Tiwi Bombers. But anyhow, so Schwartz hasn't kicked a goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to become the 7th goal kicker here for the Crocs tonight.
Yeah, young Bowie, he's played all his career at Southern Districts, as he just walks this one up to the goal square. Nice and easy, puts it through. Bo Schwartz with the 16th goal for Southern Districts. Another one who's had time away from the club. Went down to Sturt and played with his great mate Sam Smith. And yeah, Sandful Footy has come back to the territory. Played in the rep game last week and playing some great footy for Southern Districts.
It has been his best season, and you can see the experience, as I said, like the Tiwi players bring back, but the experience that they have down there and then the standard that they then bring back here. really, really good season, best season for Bo Swartz. And yep, Jed Anderson hasn't come back on, so just
he had his calf strapped after the rep game. I ran into him at Kmart of all places, shopping with the family before school went back, and he had a calf.
And with the game where it's at, and a big game next week against Nightcliff, it's probably the smart thing to do with your best player. I feel he's going to pole a lot in the Nichols medal this season.
Him and Dylan Lant will be up there for me.
Good
Thompson
tackle there.
Wrapped up.
That's holding the footy, and Cantilla.
Lots of positives to take out of the game tonight for Tiwi Bombers. You know, Crocs are looking like being in the grand final again this year, back to back. So, as you said, it's been a great game. Huge.
I don't think I've seen so many torps tonight.
Might have been practicing them at training.
The men's and the women's, but the women, they did a lot of torps tonight as well. But it did get at the back, so they misjudged it all.
10.5 minutes into the final quarter. It is Southern Districts with a 57-point lead as we have a throw in now. Just to the right of the goalpost. Tiwi Bombers scoring end.
No one competes in the ruck there against Ryan that time. Bolton plays defensively there. Tried to push poor Jimmy off the footy. Went to ground and happy to take it over there. I think that's Davidson with the footy. Yep. So the last thing Southern Districts will want is injuries coming up against Nightcliff next week. That'll definitely be the match of the round.
Been a great season. Really looking forward to things like the Nichols medal and the final series when it's not so clear cut as the Tiwi send that ball in. Tipalura can't quite take it. Goes to ground. Southern Districts. Tipalura over the top of it again. Handball out. Just everyone fumbling the ball now, and finally Southern Districts handball it out.
Yeah, hard run there by the Crocs, but couldn't get that footy back there. But Rusker goes to the fat side. Staunton. Just a couple of games this season, just niggling injuries. That's what happens when you hit the 30s.
He's working as a fiery these days, and just a ripping fella. Ross now with the kick, hits the chest of his teammate there in Jared Brander. Once again, he's kicked 6 goals. His shoes come off.
Yeah, the boots come off, so kill a bit of time. You can see
all the players having a chat in this game. There's a lot of friendships and
Dean Staunton there getting around.
It's great.
His opponent, like in the women's games. So it was a great game.
It's really good. I had a chat to Charlie King on radio today, and we're talking about sportsmanship in football. So it's really good to see.
And the trees are not moving much at all, so it's dead still here at Gardens Oval.
There's a lot of sweat running down my face. That's how I know it's sweaty and humid tonight as Brander
still going for that 7th. Oh, he's kicked it exactly at the same spot. Didn't learn anything from his previous kick from that boundary line earlier on in this quarter.
So just the 2 goals to Crocs in this last quarter, 1 so far to the Tiwi Bombers.
He's dropped the footy. Rusker tries to tap it to his own advantage. Under a bit of pressure here, the Bombers. Darley couldn't get his handball away. There's Rusker again. He got his handball. The right spot across, and a good mark taken by Smith, I think that is.
Yeah, looks like Sam or Zach.
So no,
looks
Sam.
like Sam.
Yep, Sam's gone for a bit of a rest down forward, and he's kicked a goal in the second quarter already.
Was a defender for the first part of his career.
Him and Michael Bowden, but this season they've been used.
Oh, you're giving me flashbacks of Thunder days. They used to be joined at the hip, those two. They'd walk in and walk out together doing everything with Bowie Schwartz. He won the most courageous player award, and the club's came 3rd in the Islet medal in 2018 as he puts that one through for Southern District's 17th goal, Sam Smith of the Crocs.
And he's got his 2nd.
And there, he went down and played for Sturt. He had a couple of injuries, knee injuries, so it's good to see him back playing footy with his brother.
Yeah, because he played in that premiership, didn't he, with Southern Districts?
Yep, 17, 18.
At such a young age. And
he finished 3rd in the Nichols medal that year.
Had high potential to potentially get drafted, but unfortunately the injuries yet
Yeah,
to
he
the toll.
did the ACL in the 2018 season. So, and then Thunder kind of wrapped up not long after that, and he went down to Adelaide.
So we're back in the middle here. Ryan against Cantilla. In there is Bowden, so they've chucked him in there. He runs around, couldn't read that one. Darley trying to pick this up. Swartz just steals it from between his legs. Swartz handballs to the big ruckman. They're going to give it to Bowden. Bowden from 60. Puts it to Brander. Gets over the back. Jono Ross is there. Oh, he's shaped to give it to Brander. Then he finally does now. Ball comes out the back. Staunton. Close to the boundary line, but Brander picks it up. No one's going at him. And Smart then goes back to a teammate by himself. Just to open it up. Bowden's there, and he will take it. Uncontested mark. And the man on the mark is about 45. Passes it to Bolton. Bolton, that's a huge kick. But Paddy Heenan was on the goal line and stopped it. Well done, Paddy.
He's been good tonight, Paddy. He's been really consistent for 4 quarters as Tiwi now look to run it through the middle. Thompson, long handball to Tipalura. Tipalura just turns around, settles, and sends it inside 50. It's going to go over the top here. Tipalura running onto it.
Oh.
Kick off the ground. Goal for the Tiwi Bombers.
So
Stanley Tipalura
kicked his second, both in this last quarter.
Combining with John Tipalura. Keeping it in the family. Score now, Southern District 17-12, 114. Tiwi Bombers 9-56. 16 minutes in it to this final quarter.
5 goals kicked so far in this quarter. 3 to Southern Districts and 2 to the Tiwi Bombers. Now, this is the positives that Tiwi need to take out of this. If you can win the last quarter, that's a positive to take into next week, which will be fantastic for the Bombers.
Absolutely.
Even though Crocs are, probably resting Jed Anderson at the moment. They've been down Tiwi since the second quarter with Kim Cantilla with what we think is a hamstring injury. But just to win this last quarter would be an enormous effort and positive outcome for the Tiwi Bombers here tonight. Cantilla now against Smith. Done.
8 goal kickers for the Tiwi Bombers, 7 goal kickers for Crocs.
Darley with a bit of time and space. Looks in to Punatana Mary Dunn. Couldn't take possession. Here's Smith, shoves off the tackle. Kept his arms free, gives it to Bowden. Fijo close to the boundary line. Gives it back to Bowden, but he was over. Apologises to his teammate there.
Bowdo just standing outside of the line there. That was quite amusing. Shout out to Michael's mum, Nisi B, Denise Bowden, the head of Garma Festival, who'll be watching on tonight.
Oh, good smother. Just a bull through those clearances there, Bolton. But Potts, he sold Heenan under enormous pressure there, so quick kick out. Parked underneath it, Darley, he's won the free kick. Just manhandled there by Bowden. Good kick into the corridor to Dunn. Dunn. Oh, chopped off. Well read. Palmer, I think that is. No, that's Cotter.
He's come into the game a lot more in the second half for Crocs tonight.
Yeah, he read that really well, Cotter. There's Jono Ross a long way from goal, wanting to get a touch of the footy. Bowden playing across half forward. And in the midfield is Dylan Barry. Well done, Heenan. Got a fist in there. Ryan, good hand pass to Barry. This is his bread and butter. And this time he snuck it in. He has. So he's kicked his 4th. Dylan Barry absolutely loves it like that.
So the score now, Southern District 17-13, 115. Leading the Tiwi Bombers 9-56. Sorry, 17-12, 120. Hello, we've got, I'm talking. We've got some visitors here from the Tiwi Bombers. Young kids have come up and say, what are you doing?
Waved like, hey, no, pointing at you still because you was talking.
So the score, 18-12, 120. Tiwi Bombers 9-56. I'm losing my marbles. I've been here for too long tonight, Tash.
Yeah,
You and I both.
back-to-back games commentating here at Gardens.
And the sweat and the humidity have kicked in. So back in the middle.
Oh, we're not young ducks anymore, are we? Sitting up here roasting.
Sean Bowden sitting in front of us. We'll have a word to him after this. But yeah, coming into the later part of this game, coming up to the 20-minute mark.
So Smith taps it down. Bolton is racking him up in this quarter. He has in this game, but especially this last quarter because Jed Anderson is on the bench having a rest. Tried to tap it to advantage. Kicked out of the hands there of Davidson. Oh, lovely tap on Cantilla. Couldn't kick it. Good pressure there by Zach Smith as well. But good lead-up play as Cantilla goes back and picks up Smith. That's the sportsmanship that we've been talking about all game. Cotter takes the advantage of no one standing the mark. Runs it out to the 50. So already they're on here. So the hand pass. I thought that was a teddy that your daughter had. It's a rabbit at football. So Barry kicks it around the corner. I think we have lost our marbles. Brander picks it up. He kicks it. He's got his 7th. Finally, Brander kicks his 7th.
It's taken him all quarter to kick his 7th. He's had about 4 pings at it, but Jared Brander, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. 7 goals.
I'm still shocked we just seen a rabbit.
So the score, Southern Districts 19-12, 126. Tiwi Bombers 9-3, 57. So, yeah.
Bit of cramp, back play. You can see the players getting around their teammates. So
21 and a half minutes into this final quarter.
Yeah, 7 goals kicked. So on average, 8 to 7 goals per quarter. We probably go about 69 points
point
difference,
margin.
but about 28 minutes we're looking at so far.
What are you trying to say? We've got another 7 minutes to talk? We might need to get a special guest on.
Yeah, we just got the rabbit. Where's your
I
daughter?
saw Dean Rioli
Where's
here
your daughter?
earlier. So,
Found a baby rabbit.
Who knows? It's all happening
so cute,
as we're just waiting in the middle here. There's a player down. I think it's a Tiwi player.
Yeah, with cramp.
Just with cramp. It's been a long game tonight. It's coming on 9 o'clock here, and this game started at 6:30. Looks like.
Districts are asking why they're not just getting on with play here because it is cramp.
That's a good point. I think it's Bray.
So now they finally do. So Braden Rioli is coming off now. Stanley takes it.
Good chase by the Tiwi Bombers.
Bowden, well done, smart by Bowden. Gives it back to Stanley. Kicks it out to the fat side again. Oh, well done, Brander gets it down to Swartz. Swartz with the left. Tracking it back, Fijo's in the goal square. Oh, he shapes, sells some candy, and then he snaps. Fijo becomes, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th goal scorer for the Crocs tonight.
Yeah, lovely goal by Ronnie Fijo.
Yeah, sold some candy there in the goal square. Went to go one way and went the other.
Really impressed with his football at Crocs. Really impressed with his younger sisters too, who are playing senior footy for Wanderers.
Yeah, so am I.
Got a lot of future, bright future ahead of them.
Shout out to those girls. Got a lot of talent. And
that's the thing about territory footy, the family connections and brothers, sisters, mums, dads, sons, daughters all playing football. The score now, Southern Districts 20-12, 132, leading Tiwi Bombers 9-3, 57 at the 23.5-minute mark of this final quarter here at Gardens Oval.
So that was the 8th goal kicked for this quarter. Alaman Kinney couldn't get the footy. Oh, tracking it back. Well done, Jason Jr. Punatana Mary. That was courageous, running back into the flight, not knowing what was in front of him. Rose. Smothered. There's Bolton again. He's running through. He can get this back. Big Ryan absolutely drilled the hand pass at Stanley. It nearly made a hole in his chest. Oh, Eleman Kinney. Oh, picked up. Well done, Punatana Mary. Done. Brendan Cantilla, tell you what, he's up there with Tiwi's best tonight as well. He's played his heart out. That's great. Deliberate. If it stays in, it does. It stayed in, so Staunton Dylan Barry can turn and go. He does. Oh, Bowden, can he get on the goal scorers list? Tried to trap the footy. Gets it off to his teammate and Fijo. Fijo goes back to Rusker. He was taken without the footy. Umpire said play on Heenan. Trying to hold this up. Comes out to Bolton. Bolton, he hasn't kicked a goal. And shaped to go for goal, but then looked for Brander at the last minute and chopped off by Potts.
Yeah, Potts probably in the top 5 or 6 for the Tiwi Bombers tonight in the back line. He's worked really hard and dangerous. Kicking back across the face of goal. Paddy Heenan there. Just going to switch it to the grandstand side. Everyone's got a bit of cramp coming into the tired legs now at the end of the game. So the game has just slowed down. Undecided.
Yeah, waiting for a lead. Getting there's Davidson.
Oh,
And he's landed on his head. There was absolutely no...
Need to get a trainer. The Tiwi trainer's gone out there straight away. Moving, so just would have hurt a little bit.
Yeah, there was nothing in there, no tunnelling there by Mankini. He just held his position, yeah.
And the Tiwi Bombers player gone in to check on him as well, so...
They need to bring him off, though, because he landed, nothing broke his fall but the top of his head.
Was it Bolton?
Nah, Davidson.
Davidson, sorry. Yeah.
Looks a bit groggy.
Yeah. I think he's just holding his neck. He's just come down heavy.
So they'll just that's what they're waiting for. So the umpires.
So play on now. So with the ball in the middle, Ronnie Fijo for Southern Districts. About 70 out from goal.
Be interesting to see how they'll look at that footage as well and just make sure that isn't slight concussion, because of course the protocol also stands in the NTFL.
Yep.
As that goal goes through.
No, it's a behind.
Point.
But yeah, he's indicating he did land on his neck. So just twisting his neck around. Might have just got a bit of a shock when he hit the ground.
It looked a lot worse. It looked a lot worse than what luckily it was.
So Paddy Heenan now bringing out for the Tiwi Bombers. Beautiful kick. They're hitting their targets, the Tiwi Bombers now. Beautiful run and a pick up by Jason Jr. Poor Tutameri puts it out the front of poor Jimmy. He's wrapped up, but taps it out the back to the advantage of his teammate there in, not Michael Thompson, Roy Cantilla, but gone across the line. And now there's 2 rabbits coming up the grandstand, Tash.
Where are they coming from? We've got a black one and we've got a grey one. They're so cute though, they're babies. So
27 minutes into this final quarter.
And Ryan, this time, put a ton of Mary Dunn. He's going in the ruck contest against Big Ryan. Made a contest of it. Swartz has it. Oh, he's dropped the footy. Umpire said no, play on. Thompson grabs it up. He picks it up. He kicked it. Well done, Thompson. What a goal there. Was listening to the umpire. There was no whistle. Everyone just stopped. He picked up the footy and drilled it. Beautiful goal there by Thompson.
Yeah, he's second of the night. Kicked one in the third, one in the fourth, and he's been another 4-quarter contributor for the Tiwi Bombers and standing out with the blonde hairdo. But Michael Thompson in the number 10 has had a great game tonight. So the score now, Southern Districts 20-13, 133 leading the Tiwi Bombers 10-3, 63. So it's what's that, 70-point margin, Tash?
Yep.
All the kids getting involved now with these rabbits in the grandstand.
Everyone's getting selfies with the baby rabbits at Gardens. It's all happening here.
If you're not here, you're missing out.
So just waiting for the ball. Oh, here we go. Toss it up. Ryan. Dylan Barry's gone into the midfield now. Good tackle. He's fallen to the ground with that footy. Lucky not to get that free kick against him. Tiwi, Cantilla. He's had an absolute blinder. Poor Jimmy as well. Oh, clever. Umpire, play on. Tipalura controls it. Couldn't keep his feet. Jumps up now, tries to kick it off the ground. Already kicked a goal from off the ground. There's Staunton. Gives it to Bowden. Bowden out wide to Rusker. Rusker to Bolton. Bolton kicks it into the forward 50. Getting there, dispossessed is Brander. Tiwi try and run away with it. Picked up by Cantilla, that man. Brendan Cantilla. I'd like to know how many positions he's had here tonight. But dispossessed turnover. Going down with cramp. Oh, it's so cute. This rabbit. They come sideways to Darley. Darley looks inboard. Oh, just got a fingernail on that ball was Delahaye. Oh, here's poor Jimmy. The X Factor. Oh, he runs in, tightens up the angle, and he's kicked it. Woo! Well done.
What
poor
a great
Jimmy.
goal. I thought he'd run too far for a minute there, but
he's so exciting.
He is the 17-year-old Thaddeus Poor Jimmy getting a goal for the Tiwi Bombers, and his second. He kicked one in the third, so one in the fourth. The score now, Southern Districts 2013, 113, leading the Tiwi Bombers 11-3, 69 at the 30.5-minute mark of this final.
So 10 goals kicked in this quarter. We're going to go to 35 minutes.
We'll be here at midnight.
And so many players are going down with cramp. It's unbelievable. It's like someone's got a shotgun and shooting people in the calves here because they're all down stretching. And
so, yeah, the game started at 6:30. It's now 9 o'clock at night here at Gardens Oval.
Very, very humid here tonight as well. So the players.
So Bolton, a bit of push and shove going on off the ball late in the game.
Alaman Kinney just trying to stop Bolton. Is running. It gets to Bolton anyway, so Bolton goes back to Swartz. Swartz to Bowden. Oh, a bit of front-on contact there, but Cantilla apologises. So just going at the contest.
Bowden's everywhere at the football tonight.
He's been so good tonight, Brendan Cantilla. Just his second and third efforts. He's never out of the contest. As Swartz pushed in the back as he kicked it. What? The umpire, is that downfield?
Just wait for this. The camera stay on it. No, it looks like they're shaking.
No, they've called it.
Hands. So that's the game here in Southern Districts. Run out winners 2013, 133. The Tiwi Bombers 11-3, 69. We'll get a quick wrap up from Tash on her thoughts of best players tonight.
Yeah, Brander, of course, he kicked 7 goals down the forward line. Dylan Barry chipped in with 4 and Jono Ross with 3. But Jen Anderson and Jai Bolton through that midfield, I thought, were just absolutely dynamic and fed the ball really well into the forward line as we just see Mazzini with his knee on ice. Jed Anderson's already had a shower and Sam Smith also has his knee on ice. So hopefully that's just precautionary for next week. But for the Tiwi Bombers, Darley played really well. Brendan Cantilla just loved his effort and commitment. Young Carlson Cantilla against Big White Ryan in the ruck, I thought, tried really hard all night. Michael Thompson as well. And the Dyers, poor Jimmy, I thought had a ripper of a game as well.
Yeah, so exciting and so much talent to come through the ranks for the Tiwi Bombers. Well, there you have it, a 64-point win to Southern Districts. My name is Liz Cruz. Big thanks to Tash Medbury tonight. Tash, great job as always.
Thanks, Liz. Always enjoy commentating with you. We have a bit of fun.
We do, even when we're sitting on concrete. It's been a pleasure to host you, and we'll see you next week for round 17 action.